Oh, there's Zach. Stop
hello.
traffic. I know. How about that? Well, hey, that's Zach. I'm Ryan. Welcome back to another edition of the Ryan Ripken Show. I guess it's episode 70-something. You know, we lost track because we've just been doing so many impromptus, an additional show added on. Tomato. We're here on a Monday. Hope you guys had a great weekend. I know for a lot of Birdland, pretty exciting Sunday at least. Orioles get another series win. You're feeling froggy. You're feeling frisky. And let's talk to you about what we have on the docket here on Monday and kind of why a lot of people are excited. The rule was, and again, I don't make it, guys. The rule is if you had a home run the third inning of the Sunday game, you have to come on the Ryan Ripken Show. So that's the rule. So Jordan Westberg and Cowser of the Baltimore Orioles will be joining us here in a little bit. Later on in the show, then, we are going to preview, they're still on the road, the Angels and Orioles series. We'll talk more baseball, kind of what's going around Major League Baseball, give an update on some injuries. And then we'll also preview what we have going on for Thursday because the NFL draft is actually here. We do talk about other things besides just baseball, but it's baseball season, so we're diving into it. Before we do even more diving in, let's talk to you about who's in studio. Everyone saw Zach.
Back like I never left because I didn't.
And how about that? Stop traffic. And we have our recurring guest, Rocco DeSangro and Kevin Ostreicher back in here.
We're the short man's crew over here. It's a little early in the day, but you know what? We make it happen for the Ryan Ripken Show.
Short man's corner over here. Gotta love it.
And you know what? You guys are repping for all the short kings out there, and we love it. And then who makes this all work behind the scenes? We have Mr. Brad. Brad, where are we at? There you are.
What's up, big guy? What's up, fellas? I am so pumped for today's show. It just seems like the guests keep getting bigger and bigger, and I don't even know where this stops. I don't want it to stop. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's fun, right? You know, when we started this out, again, it's building the community up, and we've wanted to do it the right way, not try to bother people. Like I said, I've had the pleasure of being able to play with some of these guys and get to know them. But they're also playing in their baseball schedule. But we're also having people that aren't even related to the Orioles, and that's the other part. We have other people upcoming for possible one-on-ones and other baseball news. We don't want to spoil that, but we do have a lot of things in the works. So make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. And also keep in mind, we do have our Holy Shirts and Pants tier on YouTube right there. I think Brandon just joined, by the way.
That's my buddy Brandon.
Heck yeah.
Nice.
I like you so much more than Rocco already, Brandon.
He'd say the same thing about you. So
Yeah.
Shout out to Brandon.
Did we just become best friends, Brandon?
Probably.
Oh, goodness. But
that
tier, though, by the way, we let our friends know on the tier that we were going to have a couple guests. We left some hints, and they're pretty obvious hints. Mm-hmm. There was Zach in a cow suit, and then there was Jordan Westberg on a meme. So it kind of the stars align there, but we are going to post more. We're going to have some special streams with possibly even some guests that we can be a part of those special streams that are just for our Holy Shirts and Pants tier members. You can join it, I think, right around where it says join on the stream if you're on YouTube. And then if you're listening to this on the audio format, and I know a lot of people make fun of me for the amount of times I say this, but you can listen to the audio format, but it will come out hours after we do the live. So just keep that in mind as we get this ready to go. And lastly, let us know where you're tuning in from. I think that's the cool part of all this as we grow this community. We want to know where you guys are tuning in. Where are you feeling froggy or happy or where you're just starting your Monday? Let us know as you are tuning in to the Ryan Ripken Show. Okay, guys.
I pick down sport. I don't know what he's talking about. I have not been behaving on Twitter recently.
No, he is not at all.
I'm still 12. I've still been a 12-year-old on Twitter.
He
own the chaos. If you like dad jokes and you like ridiculously immature things, just follow me at Own the Chaos. It's still happening. As recent as yesterday, by the way.
The chaos part is the specific part we want to magnify here. Like the Own the Chaos fits who Brad is.
That's so true.
It really is when we embody it. So, guys, let's talk about it just real briefly. You know, Orioles won another series. The world is not ending. Despite all the issues that the team has, they have now won 6 of their last 7 games going out to LA. We'll talk more about that as we go. But, hey, they're finding a way, sitting at 14-7, and the offense definitely got going. And can we get a Cole Irvin, a little appreciation clap here for a second?
Yeah.
Cole Irvin, truther, stand up, baby.
Good kids, and he had a fantastic outing. Set the tone for this Orioles team, and then obviously the Cowser, the Westberg homers, the insurance runs, all was good. I really got no complaints here going into this Monday, guys. I don't know what's about you guys, but so far things are feeling, pretty tame for the most part. I'm just shocked that look at this group in here right now. That's probably the most stress it has, was setting up this thing. But as far as Birdland's concerned, I'm feeling very good about where the Orioles are at, Zach.
Yeah, I'm feeling really good. Like you said, 14-7. Man, for as much as people thought the sky was falling just as little as a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, especially during that Milwaukee series, it was, hey, what's going on with this team? Offense isn't there. Pitching's giving up bombs. What's going on? Orioles do what they've always done over the past 2.5 years. They've responded when adversity strikes. Go on, like you said, have won 6 of 7, and you just got to feel good. Every young player just seems like they're hitting their stride. We're seeing the guys like Colton Cowser and Jordan Westberg just doing what we expected them to do at this point. Then obviously you have the Adleys, the Gunners, the star players playing like star players. Just a great time in Birdland. So exciting times. I mean, how can you not be romantic about Baltimore Orioles baseball?
And
right
there
now?
it is. It was guaranteed that he was going to say that. He's probably not feeling the same way. And Rocco, you actually just brought this up. If there is baseball news, at least that is, I don't know, a little comical right now, about Aaron Boone getting tossed from the game to start off. And I saw Raven Lunatic talked about it, but enlighten the viewers, Rock, what kind of just happened there in New York?
Evidently, Aaron Boone was instructed not to say anything by the home plate umpire, and he kept his mouth shut. In the video, it's going pretty viral right now. Boone is just kind of sitting there, just kind of looking on, and the umpire rings him, just throws him from the game. And he goes up and he's like, I didn't say anything. It was this guy in the crowd. So evidently a fan must have said something, and the umpire at that point in time had rabbit ears and was probably just waiting for Aaron Boone to say something. So he tossed him from the game. But the video I'm watching right now, I do not see Aaron Boone say a single thing. Mouth is closed. He's just kind of looking on, enjoying the game, and probably ticked off. But then he gets tossed. It's like, what do you even do in that situation? It's like, obviously he argued. I mean, he was in the right to do so, but doesn't change the fact you can't uneject someone from the game. And I kind of, as much as Orioles fans hate Aaron Boone, hate the Yankees, love to see it happen, this was not the right move by the home plate umpire. And it's kind of been a recurring theme in baseball, just weird ejections, weird plays, weird reviews. You saw the Cedric Mullins review yesterday, and everyone and their mother thought that he was safe and he wasn't. So I don't know what's going on, but that was just crazy chaos that happened today.
It reminded me of the, I believe it happened also earlier this year, Alex Cora with the
Red Sox.
With the Red Sox. He's just talking to the umpire, and the ump says, do you want to get rung for this?
Yeah.
And Cora goes, no, I don't want to get rung for this. And the ump goes, all right, and ejects him. And Cora goes, no, I said I don't want to get rung for this. And the ump goes, I thought you said you wanted to get rung for this. And Cora's like, why would I want to get rung for this?
Dude, the John Boy breakdowns when he does that,
it's
like
incredible.
I'm looking forward to this video as well, because it's going to be something. Like when you see what happens with Boone and the umpire, the lip reading that goes into it, he does a fantastic job breaking it all down, and I really look forward to those videos. So
they're great, but it also feels like it's that 50 Cent meme where it's like, what'd you say F me for? Like, why me? Like that's kind of what happened. But the umpires, this is the thing, is being an umpire, I don't envy that job. I don't want that job. There's a lot of good people that are umpires, but the reality is it's one of the most hated jobs in all professional sports, because you get no glory, and all you're going to do is get roasted on. You're going to make mistakes.
Yep.
And then here you are. And here's what Justin's saying. If they can't correctly call balls and strikes, how are they going to correctly identify where a curse word comes from? I'll tell you what, there are so many stories in baseball that I've heard where things come from all over. I mean, back in the day too, where things were even less censored. Earl Weaver was one of those guys. They made sure they got their money's worth. You know what my favorite thing is? I want more umps mic'd up and managers mic'd up. That's what I want. The Terry Collins.
Yes.
I need that.
Did you see that he had the umpire on?
Yes.
He's doing a Terry Collins show, like a podcast now, Video Element, and he had that guy on, that umpire, as his second guest, and it was awesome. And the whole line, our asses are in the jack shot, that whole thing. That's like the famous line from the umpire. And he's like, where did that come from? And I guess it was something that he was saying as a kid or as a teenager, and he just brought it to the MLB or Major League Baseball when he was an umpire. So that was really cool, that story, because that's one of the more viral videos you can think of.
You got to give us a chance.
Yep.
You had your shot. You had your shot.
Fan here's the one.
Yeah, so I put this here so you can see the fan in the blue shirt there.
Oh, shout out Tyler Nevin.
He's the one that's talking. And you see Boone doesn't say a thing. And then apparently what this umpire said, he said, I don't care who said it, you're gone.
Oh, man.
So you can see the blue shirt yelling at the umpire. Umpire hears it. Boom. And Boone's like, what do you mean? What?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
That is a case right there of an umpire just waiting for something to be said so he can throw someone out. So he knew it in his head. It's like next word that comes out of the dugout, I'm tossing someone. And it just happened to come from above the dugout.
Well, the great thing is
the dugout.
The reactions, like the other coach on the bench is pointing like, hey, it's right there. You know what I mean? Like I love watching everyone else's reaction. Actually, if we pull that up again, I'd like to see it. Shout out Tyler Nevin, by the way,
legend.
Former Oriole, former teammate of me.
Yeah,
love him.
Blue shirt, hat. I don't know what he says.
You got the cursor where you can see the fan.
Yep. So
yeah.
So there's just a lot going on. Everyone's enjoying themselves. And that guy is just giving a mouthful. The guy in the dark blue right there, he's saying whatever he feels like saying, because he paid those seats and the umpire had enough. And that's the thing. Sometimes, as you guys know, umpires are going to have shorter leashes. And when they get to a certain point, they're like, I'm done. I'm ready to just start chaos. What do you got, Kevin?
Well, I want to ask you a question. What is your craziest umpire story from your playing days?
Have you ever gotten tossed? I was just going to ask that.
I have not gotten tossed. So in the minors, there's shut up. There's different rules in the minors for us where it's more frowned upon if we get tossed, like because we have to pay it. If it's something bad in our case, usually the team or the manager, someone's gonna help you pay, but usually you're the one that has to pay the fine for it. It's not worth it. I don't know. There's a couple stories I will share that's kind of wild. One will be I got into it with an umpire in Bowie, and we put up 7 runs or whatever on the Binghamton Rumble Ponies, the AA of the Mets. Incredible name.
Shout out the Rumble Ponies. That's incredible.
Shout out the Ponies, Ponies. But so I remember I led off the inning with a base hit, not a big deal, started the rally. And then I came up again that inning, and I'm working my ass off. Like every at bat matters, right? Like you're trying to make something with your career, and you're trying to have you don't want to give any at bats away. And so there's a 3-1 pitch that's called well off the plate, and it gets the 3-2. I'm like, hey, like that feels way in, that's as far as it goes. I ask him like, hey, is that as far as it goes? He goes, yeah, it's as far as it goes. Another pitch is another 3 inches inside, rings me up, and I turn around. I'm like, Tom, what was that? And he's sitting there going, hey, that was their run. He goes, you had a long inning. And I go, I don't care if we had a long inning, Tom. Yeah. This is my career. And then flash forward to the end of the season. We just clinched in Richmond. We're going to the playoffs. A little bit hung out, to say the least. Day game after we clinched on a night game. And I'm playing. I get in the box. Who's umping the game? Tom. And he goes, hey, Ryan. I'm like, hey, Tom, how we doing today? He goes, big zone today. Be ready to swing. And I'm sitting there going, you're really going to piss me off now, aren't you? Mm-hmm. So I swung at everything. I got hit the first at bat. I went, thank God I got the hangover. I'll be fine.
But you got a hit?
Oh, first at bat.
Okay, I thought you said first you got hit. I was like, damn. And then the pitcher plunked you.
So Terry Collins got his umpire on the show. We should get Tom on the show.
Yeah.
I think that's the only thing to do now.
Do want to give a quick shout out. This is such a dope logo. The Rumble Ponies. This is electric.
Yeah, you know what? If Rip After Dark, I can tell you about some stories in Binghamton.
50K subs, you get that tatted on you.
50K Binghamton Rumble Pony. If anyone from the Binghamton Rumble Ponies wants to send us a jersey, that would be super sick.
The Ponies, baby. There's like 2 bars or restaurants right there on the one street too, and it was just popping on the one night we were there. That's a different story. But it was a lot of fun because that's where you go to get food after the games because sometimes we ran out of food. That's a different thing. The other story I'll say real quickly, this is why I feel bad for umpires. This is why I say there are good people. It's tough, and they are going to mess up because you don't know what's going on personally. We're playing in Hagerstown, and this umpire is just missing every call for us, and our manager is pissed. Rightfully so. And I forget the guy's name, but he's yelling. Let's call him Jerry for fun. It's like, hey, Jerry, let's go. We got to be better. And he keeps just squeezing our team or calling us out on bad pitches. So meanwhile, we walked another guy, and our manager goes, that's it. I'm going out to the mound. And then he goes out to the mound and waits for the umpire to get out there. Okay. So he waits, and then he goes, Jerry, you got to tighten that shit up, man. He goes, this is embarrassing. This is a problem. And then the umpire goes, oh, yeah, no, I hear you. And he goes, no, you don't hear me. Do it. And he goes, what do you want me to do? I just found out my wife's having an affair. My fiance's having an affair. My head's not in the game. And then our manager's like, brother, I will buy you shots after this game. And I am so sorry, but I need you to lock it the F in for a little bit longer. And he's like, okay, thanks.
That is not the turn I was expecting.
Oh my God.
Well,
welcome to the Ryan Ripken Show. If you're new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button.
It's so crazy. Wow. I just cannot imagine what goes through your mind as a manager. Like, you are just ripping into this ump, and he's like, I'm going to be honest, I'm having a really tough day. And then you're like, God, I'm the asshole here now. Like, it changes real quick.
So our manager after, he's like, I feel like such a jackass. But he goes, here's my guy trying to, keep, he's busting his ass out there. And seriously, like we should, it was almost like, should we get him like a donation where we all just,
me?
Like, oh no,
did you just say?
Well, I was the wrong choice of words. Like, give
me. What happened? His
go
wife
fund me
cheated.
for what?
His wife cheating on him. He needs a bar tab.
No, we were going to get a bar tab.
Oh,
yeah.
Did he take you guys up on the offer?
I think our manager did, like, was like, hey, here, this is on me. I think it was just a tough situation. But that's the thing. It's like the human element with guys with umpires. But yeah, at the same time, you're like, dude, I need you to be better. Holy shirts and pants. I know this sucks. Yeah. I know this is tough.
That's
I just wanted to
get money for a good divorce lawyer.
Yeah, no kidding. I just wanted to revisit this, and maybe this is a conversation for another time because our guests are coming on soon. But
for sure,
I'm not that well versed in minor league teams. I don't keep up with them as much as maybe I should. But I also came across the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp.
Oh, the Jumbo Shrimp.
Yeah. Yep. Incredible logo as well. I just saw you say that.
Oh, yeah, the shrimps. This is crazy. Never would have thought that the Jumbo Shrimps would have been a logo, but that is
we probably need
that is the angry looking shrimp.
Brad, there's either a baseball team or a hockey team in Macon, Georgia called the Macon Whoopie. There was a
no way.
Oh yeah, and then you had the Rocket City Trash Pandas we talked about them the other day. Denver's pitch for them. Yep. Yeah, man. So there's some crazy ones.
The Rumby Ponies are incredible. Stadium is let's get ready to rumble up there. Not a great place to necessarily play.
What was your favorite stadium to play in?
Oh gosh,
it's got to be Charlotte, right?
Charlotte is one of the nicer stadiums. So what I actually enjoyed, or like one that had history, and by history it was just absolutely
both. Everything combined. I mean, you can weigh. I'm sure you have your scoring system, don't you?
Oh, there's some scoring systems. There was nothing great about old Hagerstown except that the memories that people had from playing there. I'll leave that one there. First day we got there, let's just say the sewage system was attached to the shower system.
Did someone say this? Oh my gosh. The Savannah, you did tell me about that story. The Savannah Bananas, but they're in a league of their own, and the work they do is incredible. I mean, they always have the viral videos and whatnot. They just have fun with it, and it's really good for the game too.
And before we'll get Westy on here, but Zach Lowther was there for this. Vermont. That one we played at like a rec field in the back. You're playing at a rec field. Oh my gosh. So first off, we got taken, I think, behind the woodshed before we left for Vermont, and then drove 8 hours up, got in at 9:30 to play the Vermont. Zach, I'm forgetting the name of the team. It's the Lake Monsters, maybe. But they played at a rec center. There it is, the Lake Monsters. Thank you, Justin. And what happened was long story short, that their clubhouse burnt down when they were on the road playing us. And then, so neither clubhouse was functional. We weren't allowed to shower in our clubhouse because of everything.
Unbelievable.
So it was just outside, like you're at a rec center. The fences are the weirdest dimensions. We had some team bonding to get over some team struggles on the trip. And there's a picture of all of us laying behind the left field wall, getting ready for the final game, which we won. But yeah, there are some horror stories, but that Vermont, Burlington's a beautiful place. I'd recommend. All right. Why don't we bring on, at least one of our guests right now? Cause he's probably, maybe we can even ask him that right out of the jump, but he's a friend of the show. Oh, then the other one's on at the same time. This is incredible. Stop traffic. Well, okay. So now we're going to have both of them come on here. You guys might know them, or you can find them on a baseball field at Baltimore Orioles. Jordan Westberg and Cowser. Okay, let's bring them on, Brad. There he is. Oh, my goodness, both guys. Guys, how we doing?
All right.
What's up, Brian?
Oh, Cowser, how we doing?
Oh, hold on.
Oh, goodness.
You want to see something cool?
Yeah. Oh, you guys are
Always.
Say hi, Colton.
Oh, yes.
Let's go. That's hilarious.
You guys could have just done it together. I mean, hell.
I mean, we got conjoining rooms. We requested that.
Did you really?
Did you? Yep.
Of course, incredible.
Wow. Okay. Well, okay, guys. How was the Kansas City? Seemed fun. Good time. Good place to hit balls into the pond or the fountain. Not a good place to throw them, but overall,
All right.
In all seriousness, how you guys feeling? Late night traveling. What time do you guys get into LA?
7:30. Not too bad.
Yeah, not bad. Time change.
Yeah, the time change helps. I think we, gain a couple hours. I don't know about Cowser, but I woke up at like 7 this morning though, just because of the time change. So I've been up for a while.
I was up at like 7:30, but that doesn't work, so I went back to bed till about 9. So we're up and out now.
Yeah, get your rest. I try to tell people it's fun. You want to be able to explore the cities, but it's really hard when you are traveling quite a bit, and your job is to go out there and produce on the field. So far, so good for you guys, by the way. Proud of you. Whatever you're doing, I keep doing that. I was trying to explain to people when things are going right, you guys, there's nothing really you're trying to figure out. You're just going with the flow. It seems like you guys are riding that wave pretty well.
Yeah, I would say so. Jordan, what do you got?
Yeah, I think we're just having some fun, right? Trying to stay loose, make the most of these opportunities, and enjoying the time that we get on the field together.
Yeah,
you guys just soak it all in. We're actually have a few questions about that in the future. Here's on the other side, because this was the other thing. Now being more on the media side, I try to give more context to what happens and the struggles. Baseball's hard. I think you guys realize baseball's hard. Take a fair guess at that. I think people are starting to realize how hard this game is. You guys, it's now year 1 to year 2 in the bigs. And we just talked about when things are riding, you're having fun, you're enjoying it. Could you guys just try to explain, and maybe I'll hand up. I know the answer, so don't lie to me, Westy or Cowser. You ever taken a fastball down the middle for a strike 3? You ever done that in your career?
Yeah,
hands up.
Plenty of time.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah, I can point to one last year. Then I was really like, what am I doing against the Astros? 3-2 count. I'm hitting 9-hole, and I like, he's probably gonna throw me something, not a fastball here, and lo and behold, right down the middle.
Feels good.
Yeah,
feels good. So I just give the context of it, so we know what's going. When things are going right, you're feeling it out. Can you guys just give context when things are going wrong? What are you thinking? Is it overthinking? Is it that you're fighting yourself? Because I think that's insight I don't think that people fully understand.
I think you just nailed it. I think it's a lot of overthinking and a lot of not trusting your abilities and what got you there. Because it's a lonely place when you start to struggle.
Mm-hmm.
There's nowhere to hide in the big leagues. Like, everybody's rolling out good arms every single day. There's no cheap at bats. You can't give them away. So it's a very lonely place and very tough spot to be in when you're struggling.
Yeah. You feel like you're on an island.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'd agree with that for sure. more of a mental warfare game.
Yeah, you know what I'll say with that, Colton, I was watching with you because, not to bring up things last year, but that was the thing is I've watched, I feel like I've got a pulse. Colton got to meet you more this year, which is great. I think we would have been interesting teammates is what the rumor has it, to say the least. But I understand. I was watching, I'm going, man, like you were taking some pitches too where I went, damn, okay, like that was a pitch I've seen now. You're just smoking. But I think that goes into it. When you're not feeling as comfortable, you're second guessing everything. So I appreciate you guys touching that. Wes, do you have anyone that jumps out in your mind of like, yep, that ticks me off, or there's just too many to count?
Any what? Can you repeat that again?
Any count that you can remember you were thinking different pitch? Ah, there it is. Oh, we don't have to relive the bad moment.
No, I mean, I can remember an at bat to end the season last year where I swung through 3 straight fastballs. That was pretty frustrating. So,
don't you love it?
Yeah, it's tough. It's a tough game.
It's hard, man. You know what? Baseball sucks. It's the best, but it kind of sucks at the same time. All right, hey, I think that Zach, our other member here, we have a few in studio here, which will go around, but has a question, kind of alluding to kind of your guys' little bit of history.
Yeah, appreciate you guys joining the show. First, I think we have to know, was it love at first sight for you guys, or how has the friendship developed throughout the years?
Yeah, we first met summer of 2019.
Yeah.
At the collegiate national team, I guess, camp that summer. The only thing we really had in common, I guess, was both from Texas. And then really got to know each other in 21 instructs. Lockers weren't too far apart. Yeah, just been a great relationship from then on.
Yeah, he made that team. I didn't make the team. That's
I'm glad you're not still thinking about that.
No, yeah, but I'd say we didn't actually play with each other until 22 in Norfolk. Yeah,
last month of the season.
Yeah, last month, got to know each other a little bit better. Didn't get invited to his wedding. Whatever, small wedding. Got him a gift anyways, though.
That was really kind of you. Yeah,
it was, but much appreciated.
Yeah, honestly, I think we got really close, and then that's the next spring, and then obviously playing with each other for that first half last year, playing a lot of winning baseball with the Tides, won the first half, had a lot of fun.
So I do have to ask, yesterday in the dugout after you guys went back to back, you then physically went back to back. Was that planned ahead of time of like, if we ever go back to back, we're doing that, or was that in the moment?
That's a James McCann thing, I think.
Yeah, that McCann grabbed you guys.
Yeah, I remember a time last year, I forget who went back to back, but he did the exact same thing, like grabbed him, manhandled him, and threw him back to back. So I think that's a James McCann celebration, but I missed the forearm pound on Cowser's home run. Yeah. Just completely whipped.
Completely whipped. There's a video. I'm just ready for it, and he's just
I give him a hand slap to the stomach. So when I got into the dugout, he's waiting for me with the forearm again, and I misread it again. So we get to the end of the dugout.
Westy.
We get to the end of the dugout, and I'm waiting. Like you can see in the video, I'm waiting for the forearm pound, and McCann grabs us and throws us back to back. And then we finally get the forearm pound. So it was a lot. Just a lot of miscommunication on my part. Not executing well in celebrations.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, we got to work on that. I mean, again, hit more home runs so you can work on the celebrations. I think we can all agree on that. So we got time, but I think, Rock, you got the next question?
Yeah, absolutely. Guys, thanks for joining the show. Jordan, I caught up with you in Sarasota for spring training, and I think I asked you, it was like the biggest thing you're working on ahead of this season, and you talked about not putting as much pressure on yourself. Colton, I don't know if that was the case for you. I didn't really get to talk to you down there, but something you worked on as well. Maybe that, maybe something else. But for both of you guys, you talk about the pressure, easier said than done to take that pressure off of yourselves at the big leagues. At what point does that pressure go away? And do you guys feel like you're just having fun playing the game?
I guess I'll start first. I don't think the pressure ever goes away. I think pressure is a good thing. I think it means that you're being held to a high standard and that you people expect things out of you and you expect things out of yourself. So in a way, I think it's a good thing. I think putting too much pressure on yourself can cripple you a little bit. So that was kind of what I was trying to manage in spring training, and especially now that we're in the season, certainly helps that Cowser and I are off to a pretty good start. That helps things when things are going good. But baseball's a humbling sport. Like the bad times are bound to happen and bound to come. So I think just having each other, having a good clubhouse, and relying on your past experiences, knowing that the failures are only temporary and there's light at the end of the tunnel is going to be huge for us.
Yeah. I like to think, that pressure, whenever I came up last year, it was like, it was a new thing. They talk about AAA to big leagues, biggest jump. Not only is it with the quality of stuff you're seeing, but you are experiencing a little bit different pressure than you ever had before. And whenever you let that pressure get to you, it kind of turns into a little bit of anxiety. And then as soon as some self-doubt starts creeping in, and it's an uphill battle. So I think going into this year, it was all about, that pressure will be there, and yeah, you will have a little bit of anxiety, but that, to me, it's just turning that anxiety into your advantage, because it's like, you're going to have that, and that means you care. So I think that not putting too much stock into it and just understanding that it's going to be there, and then just going in there with the most confident version of yourself and understanding, yeah, it is the same game. And then just going out there and playing with the most confidence you can. And I think that helps a lot.
Yeah, it looks like you guys are both doing that for sure. I mean, that's from the fan perspective, from our perspective as well. Looks like you're having a lot of fun playing the game, and that's awesome to see.
Yeah, I think specifically here, where's Lowther at? Come here, Lowther. Heel. Where is he? In the chat. Oh, there. Well, first off, you both are good kids from Zach Lowther. But the thing is, you guys look like you're having fun. Yeah, Zach comes on here and he messed around with us last night. But in all seriousness, it's authentic what you guys are doing, but it gives great context. And Westy, you and I talked about it, I think, briefly right before opening day, was you guys were trying to figure out on the fly of how to be big leaguers while also the Orioles are trying to win the American League East. And I think that's the hardest part, is you go from being the guys down there to how can I help this team win, but also like prove to yourself, right? Is that a fair way to assess it? Is it a situation? Prove that you guys know you're capable of being big league players, but realizing how does that fit in? Because now it's not about development anymore at the big league level. It's about like, hey, they got to do what's kind of asked, and whatever's asked is what we have to do.
Right. I think that when you get called up, there's that euphoric feeling, right, of like I made it. Then you soon to realize like it's a different game than in the minor leagues, the game you play. It's all about winning. The focus it has nothing to do with yourself. In the minors, like, yeah, you can focus on winning all you want, but you're ultimately trying to become a big leaguer. When you get up here, you learn that you're going to have a different role. How you fit into that team is what your focus needs to be. It has to become a completely selfless type of play from you, especially when you're young, like a rookie. I think I went through that a lot last year. Like, that's what I struggled with the most, is just like, man, I'm getting some playing time here and there. I'm coming off the bench, getting some starts. How can I help this team when I do get my opportunity? And, when you don't come through, it weighs on you a lot. But this year, I think I have the mindset of like, okay, I'm up here because people think I'm capable of being a big leaguer. Like, I'm capable of playing good baseball and helping the team win. And I think that when you can look at it that way, I think that takes a little bit of pressure off yourself too. It allows you to have more fun, and it allows you to just play your role better. Ultimately, when you're not stressing out about every missed scenario or missed fastball down the middle, like, you free yourself up a little bit.
Would you agree there, Colton? Yeah,
for sure. I think, Jordan brings up like last year coming up debut, and like, I think for me, like something I learned was like, I went from, you're talking about, I came up in the middle of a pennant race.
Yes.
And we had some injuries going on. But, at the time, like I was aware of it, but, in my head, it was like, okay, I'm coming up to play. But then all of a sudden, like, I felt like I played pretty well before All-Star break, but then come back and, there's a righty starting, and I was, on the bench last year coming out of All-Star break. And I think that had that happening kind of, was kind of confusing. But then in the grand scheme of things, you look at it from an outsider looking at it from outside of my perspective. It's like, dude, we're in the middle of a pennant race. Like, I'm going to do whatever I can to help this team win. And whether that's coming off the bench, I'm going to be the best guy in the league off the bench. That's the mindset I've changed into going into this year. Last year, I didn't do a very good job with it. And then, so going into this year, it was like, okay, well, I'm going to dominate the opportunities that I get to get the opportunities that I want. And that's kind of the mindset that going into this year was. And I think that allowed me to kind of free up and allow me to be a lot more confident in myself and do whatever I can to help the team win, especially being on a really good team. And I also think it helps when you have a whole lot of dudes around you playing and balling. And I think understanding that and not putting the whole weight of the world on your shoulders. And I think that helps a lot.
Hell yeah, it does. And I think the hardest thing is when you got to figure out what your role is and you're not playing every day. It's the hardest thing in baseball. It's already hard enough to go out there and hit a baseball consistently. When you got to wait for what that opportunity is and you're sitting for days and you don't know what to do, I think I appreciate you guys giving the context, because we're creatures of habit. We all are, but it's good to get that out there. But like I said, you guys have adjusted well. It's been fun to watch. And I think that's the beauty of it, is people are falling in love with the team because of you guys. You're authentic. Like it's who you are. A couple questions, let you get out of here, enjoy, the weather, and maybe go to the ball field or whatever you got planned here. But I think Zach has another question, because Colton, I think like things around Baltimore have kind of grown, specifically with your nickname.
So Colton, apparently
we got the AC going in there.
Yeah, apparently it's become a new thing. I don't know if you've seen a lot of mooing going on at the yard and a lot of cow suits. How has it been over the past few weeks to see you kind of take over as this like fan favorite and everyone's mooing? I saw you say something about, you don't know if it's moos or boos when you're doing bad, so that could be good. But how's it been the past few weeks just seeing all this support, and how, do you like it?
Yeah, I like it. I think it's cool. Sporadically I started seeing a couple cow costumes showing up, and I think that's really cool. Here in Kansas City, actually, there was three guys out in left field rocking some cow suits. That was cool. And even yesterday, after the homer, I heard some moos going on. Yeah, that or they could have been boos, but I think it sounded like moos from my perspective. It was pretty faint.
I was going to say.
I think it's really cool. I like it a lot.
Yeah, it's unique, but it kind of leads to the question here. You got the cow costume. Westy, what is your nickname got to be? And Colton, maybe we can think of that. Zach had a meme that we had here, and like, do you have that, Zach?
Yeah, I'm pulling it up.
Okay. So maybe this is not a good example here, Westy, but we're trying. We're trying here. So we have this thought here, and then we're gonna have one question to close it out for Brad has for you. Are you getting it there, Zach?
Yeah, I'm trying to pull it up.
It's hard when you're a man in a cow costume.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was kind of working on trying to get the cow
costume. I'm scared for this lead up here.
No,
I'll share a couple of the nicknames that I've made for
please.
Obviously,
yes.
Westy.
Mm-hmm.
A fun game we did last spring was like rhyming Westy with everything. We're like, pesty Westy, things like that. So you can have fun with that. But also one that I gave him was Burger. That's a burger. But then that kind of transformed into Berg, and then it was Iceberg. Iceberg.
Well, it's funny you bring that up.
Zach, here it is. Wait.
Can we get it up?
Yeah, it's coming.
Oh, goodness gracious. There
it is. What other people are thinking along the lines here. I call them Iceberg or Burger. I think they're good.
Yeah, so that's what we're trying to think, is it'd be great because you kind of have the cow theme. Rocker, you're saying what, Cowboys and cow something?
They got. I mean, they could do a playoff that. Yeah, but if they really wanted to,
Cowboys in the Wild West.
yeah. I don't know.
Cowboys.
Yeah.
I mean,
You guys are
Cowboys
both in
in the
Texas.
playoffs.
Figure something out with that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think the Cowboys and Cal thing would go great if like Gunnar and I can stay strong on this mustache theme. You know,
Dude, the
like,
mustache game's strong.
Yeah.
By the way,
bring the West, like some Western cowboy, like old movie style back, and you throw the cow man, which is Cowser in there. I feel like you can run with that a little bit.
The Ravens actually they walked into the stadium with cowboy hats on, so that might be an idea for you guys going forward when you enter a stadium. I don't know, together. Like the suits last year was really cool, so maybe something along those lines. We'll see.
Yeehaw, man! Yeehaw! I like
Yeehaw.
it. We need some Westy creativity for this. So Colton, I'm going to depend on you to let people know. Last question here, and then you guys out of here. And this is obviously one of the more important questions in all of Birdland, Brad. So take it away.
Yeah, I've been tasked with all the important questions. Just ask Seti. He's had a really impressive answer to one of the questions we've had on here. And we've gone down the line and asked David Rubenstein and Uncle Mike a lot of the important questions revolving around condiments on hot dogs. So we wanted to ask you specifically, what is it that goes on your dog?
You're gonna hate my answer.
Oh no, I might love it.
Just ketchup.
Oh no, I don't like it.
It's great.
No.
Fantastic.
Don't sleep on the Five Guys hot dog either.
Ooh,
That is
Interesting.
never had the
Just
Five Guys
saying.
hot dog.
I've seen him order a hot dog from Five Guys. That is confirmed.
I'm going to be honest. I didn't know that
I
they
didn't
had
either.
hot dogs.
I didn't know
is that a
that.
secret
didn't
menu
drink.
item?
Listen, I
They're
didn't either
elite.
until he ordered it. I think
Elite.
Five Guys, you think burger, fries, milkshake. He went burger, hot dog, fries, milkshake.
The Cajun
Oh.
fries also are a
Wow.
game changer.
All right, I don't know if I got a milkshake that night, but like
Maybe not. But, I mean, burger. Okay, so burger,
Cows are
hot
talking
dog,
about
fries. That's a power trio.
Oh wow, that's okay. Well, don't avoid the question now, Westy.
Well,
What do
Yeah,
you got
no,
on
I'm
you?
not avoiding. Ketchup or mustard, maybe both if you're feeling spicy. But
mustard is terrible.
I'm a
Oh
plain
my
guy.
God. Okay.
Oh, well, we got a lot of thoughts here about this.
You know
and
what's
this
even
is why-
worse?
I want to hear them. Let me hear them.
What'd you say? What was the last one?
You know what's even worse is honey mustard.
Oh, honey mustard on a hot dog
I'm-
is terrible. No way.
I just
So-
agree with
Condiments in
everything.
general.
See, this is so controversial. Look what you guys have done. I eat a plain hot dog to avoid all controversy. So
It's weird.
Yeah, you want to talk about boring, Cole?
Yeah,
You
that's
wanna talk-
tough.
That's worse.
I don't know if I can get behind that, dude.
dude,
I also don't know if
cheese.
I also don't know if you know this about Ryan either, but he used to have the skins cut off of his hot dogs.
I was a kid, and I had okay, Westy. Before you give that look, stop it. I almost choked on a dog as a kid, and it was the texture of the skin of the hot dog. Okay, so like, don't
Yeah,
hold
take
it
that off.
against me.
We are
Anyway
just
you
as
want.
confused. We're just as confused about it. Don't
Yeah.
worry.
All right,
I
I
mean-
appreciate you guys.
I used to. Never mind.
Nope, say it. You guys say it now.
You have to say it now.
Can't lead in and then not say it.
We can't
Yeah.
leave. We're trying to get you out of here, but you can't leave everyone with a cliffhanger.
When I was growing up, I used to have ranch on everything, and I used to have ranch with my peanut butter and jelly.
Oh
my God, no.
Okay, maybe
I
you
want to
should
take
have.
this cow suit off suddenly.
Get them out.
Get
them out.
But I've never done that again. That was from like age like
17.
7. Okay. And for some reason, I only vividly remember doing it a couple times, but
I would think you would vividly remember that.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what?
I will say, out of all of the guys we've had so far, Rubenstein was mustard, Michael Ice was mustard, I think
and
Jim
relish
Palmer-
and relish.
and relish. Yeah, if he's
I hope
feeling
they don't
spicy
listen to
too.
this then.
Jim was
But,
ketchup. Jim was ketchup, and now
He was the only other ketchup guy. Yeah.
Yeah, this is perplexing. I'm you know what? Everyone has their choice. It's okay.
Okay, so who do you go for in the hot dog race, though? That's the more important question.
Mustard all day.
Well, Kevin,
Relish.
Kevin,
I'm
ketchup.
the relish guy here, so I have
Yeah.
to stand strong for
I
relish.
would never
ketchup
put
every
relish
day.
in a hot dog, but I'm rooting for him every time he runs.
All right, you know what? I'll take it.
hell yeah. You know what we need though? We need a live hot dog race. I mean, the animated's great, but we need people in those costumes. So I was thinking about putting people in those costumes, and we do it. So
I think they had it in Kansas City.
They
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
people running.
That's why you guys played so motivated there in Kansas City. You were hungry.
They're so advanced there.
Yeah, you guys are good kids. What was I going to say at the end? I got to give a shout out on the way out here, Colton. The guy that pushes the Cowser agenda more than anybody is a guy named Jason Benowitz. I think the moment you got drafted, he was like, "Cowser's my guy. I'm going to moo to the moon for him." And he's probably watching. And I just got to give him a shout out because through everything with you, friend of the show, through everything, he's riding or dying, and I know he's happy to see you balling out.
Yeah, I met Jason. Is that Camden? I forget what it was. It was like the Berlin member something. I think met him, took a picture with him, and I've seen him active on social media. So shout out Jason.
He's active, all right. That's for sure. We'll leave it there.
So am I.
And you are too, Brad. Okay, but you know what? We're gonna get some Westy. The goals for you guys. I will come bother you in the clubhouse to say what's up. But next we need a Jordan Westberg agenda, Colton. So please, you got yours. We got the Milkman. We need a Stashberg, Iceberg, something to move forward. Stackhouse, someone Stashberg would be electric. Shout out Stackhouse.
We haven't even seen the best mustache on the team yet, so it's right here.
I swear, do not shave that, dude.
Brad had a killer one in rehab, but he shaved it off.
Yeah. Brad, do not, whatever you're doing, whatever it is, do not do it. You guys were superstitious. Be careful. Okay. All right. You guys go enjoy, go, play well. If you don't play well, we'll stop rooting for you, right? That's how it works. You don't like the guys anymore.
That's what you should do. If you have a bad game, just
that's how it should. That's how it should work. Yep.
Yeah, that's how it should work.
You guys are good kids. I will never stop rooting for you guys. You guys are great. Enjoy LA. Be safe, and we'll see you back in Baltimore next week, right? Or Friday.
Yep.
Next
week.
All right, guys. Jordan Westberg and Colton Cowser, everybody.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate it.
See you guys. Bunch of good kids, man.
That was the funniest thing when the second they got on, it was like it was planned. They're like, wait, hold up.
And they both vibes were already so high once
immediately.
It's awesome.
Holy hell. Well, Rocco, Colton's with you on the ketchup.
Love it.
I'm getting out of this.
Someone I can root for that puts ketchup on their hot dog, and it's not normal to not put ketchup on your hot dogs. I also put ketchup on my eggs. So, I mean, if I'm going to get knocked for that, I'm going to get knocked for everything. I'm a ketchup guy.
We're done here.
I do want to point out that I had everything, this cow suit completely ready, like folded up, ready, so I could just grab it and throw it on. Rocco decided to put it on before the show. So I got to it, and like the legs were inside out. Both of the pockets, I didn't know it had pockets, were sticking. I had to. So Rocco, you added on to my impressive performance.
I'm just here to create chaos and just ruin your life, especially. I was going to keep it on.
Yeah, you do a damn good job at that.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, appreciate it.
Well, guys, if you are new to the Ryan Ripken Show, we just had Colton Cowser and Jordan Westberg on, and hit that like and subscribe button. And by the way, we try to do more and more. We're to have more interactions, and as you can see, like, these guys are great, and what they're doing on the field and how they're playing. It's completely authentic. They are who they are. And when you feel that way and you're comfortable, it allows you to play at a higher level. And these are two guys that are already so talented, so I'm really excited for them. And dang, guys, Birdland, we got to work on it for Westy. We got to figure out what the nickname for Jordan Westberg is going to be. I think Colton Cowser's sticking, but Westy is a Relish hot dog fan.
Well, no, he said
for the race.
Yes, for the race. And you know what? If I just get one of the two, I was okay with. So if Westy's rooting for the Relish in the race, but he won't put it on the hot dog, like I told him, I'll take that. And do you see what they're saying about me in the chat with this Relish stuff?
No, what are they saying?
Oh, Kevin, that's tough. Does Kevin save his cereal milk to wash down that Relish dog?
The answer is no. I don't like milk except if it's flavored.
Oh gosh. Well, hey, that was great. That was fantastic. You know what I also love, Rock, and in the midst of all the fun stuff, I thought Cowser and Westy's answers on their dealing with their first or second year was great. What do you got, Rock?
Well, yeah, but I just have and I'm surprised Locked On Ravens isn't on this right now. Did you just see the report? Zach Wilson getting traded to the Broncos, according to
Oh my
Tom
God,
Pelissero.
why do I care?
Yeah.
Why do I care?
What? I'm just saying.
I thought he was gonna say Ravens. I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah. I thought 1,000% Ravens. Zach Wilson going to the Broncos is,
Denver's going to send a
No.
2024 6th-round pick to New York for Wilson and a 2024 7th-rounder, with the team dividing his guaranteed camp roster bonus. Tom Pelissero putting that out right now. Anyway, back to Orioles talk. What were you saying, Rip? Sorry.
you're good, Brad. Are you? You're muted. You're muted.
Oh, God damn it. Such a rookie. I got a poll. We ran out of time because I did want to ask.
We did. We were trying to get them out a little bit earlier, but they kept talking about certain things and they kept going.
Ain't mad at it.
Hey, you know what? It was great. They were comfortable, as you see. These are guys you want to root for, by the way. I think that's the coolest thing of it all. So hey, Brad, go ahead.
First things first, I had lost a couple of donates in the chat. So there was one $17 one, another $5 one. So
I got it right here.
All right, there you go.
Thank you, Justin.
I'm ready. Hey.
Clap it up, Kevin.
Clap
it up, Kevin. Don't stop
There
clapping,
it
Kevin.
is. Yes. What
Yeah, I put the cow suit on the bear.
He was working hard to get that.
That's
thing.
A-Rod's bear, by the way.
Oh my gosh.
That's Alex Rodriguez.
Yeah, by the what would that be? Transitive property or something? A-Rod is now a moo man.
You can't take it off. It's on there forever now. Yeah.
That's kind of elite. Okay. Yes, we had a few donations that we're trying to get all to. Obviously, sorry. Thank you, Don C. Don says, guys, that was awesome. We can get that. If we can get that from a mass production, YouTube is the perfect platform to do those interviews. What great guys. At the end of the day, yeah, the thing is, our goal is to try to humanize the player too. They like to shoot the shit and talk about life. Guys being dudes, but also explain like it's tough.
Yep.
It's a tough situation that they have to go through, and they're real with it. And that's the point we want to try to show. We can talk about the strategies and the inner workings of baseball we want, but at the end of the day, these guys want to tell you about how they feel and how they are enjoying this ride, and they want you guys to be a part of it. That's what we want to try to show you guys. Now, Brad. Oh, Jim Mason.
Oh, we got you.
Oh, yes. Well, we did get the shout out for Jason, which is amazing. And Brad, now let's get to the poll.
Yeah, so today's poll was finally a little bit more of an even keeled, even though there is one starting to run away with it. But question is, if you could eat only one type of cuisine for a month, what would it be? I had Italian, Chinese, Indian, and Mexican. And so far, Italian's taken the lead here at 46% with 212 votes in. For me personally, fellas, it's Chinese all the way. If I'm seeking comfort food or what have you, I could eat Chinese food all day, all month.
All right, so here's where my thought process is. I too want to say Chinese, but I feel like Italian, you're getting the pastas and the pizza. So like, I think there's more, but there's a lot. I'm going to go Italian, but I really want to do Chinese. I think I'm also craving orange chicken right now. That's probably why I'm really want to do Chinese.
Good thing to crave.
Yeah,
really good.
fantastic,
Rocker, you go. I have
man.
a story. You go next.
No, I think
Oh my God. I can only
imagine.
imagine.
For me, it's probably going to be Chinese food as well, I'll do the orange.
What kind of surprise?
I'll do the General Tso's
Mhm.
chicken.
Oh,
as
yeah.
well. That's fantastic. That's like my go-to. That, and then I get like 1 or 2 egg rolls. I usually double up on that, and I'm feeling pretty good. But that's like the go-to. Want to chill in, want to throw on some sweatpants, kick it on the couch, watch a movie. I'm probably gonna get Chinese food.
All right. Well, I was in DC this weekend, and I was there, did a lot of fun things, and we get back from everything, and we were looking for a food place that was open, and there wasn't really a lot. We ended up going to this bar. It got a little crazy, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I had 1 green tea shot,
Yeah, he told us about that.
and yeah,
Crazy.
crazy. What'd you say?
He was feeling
And you
it.
were feeling it.
Oh no, actually, and to my frame, I actually have a very high alcohol tolerance, but we got these tacos, these carne asada tacos, and they were like the best tacos I've ever had from a place. I'm going Mexican. In college, I used to eat Qdoba like every single day. And that's my other controversial take is I think Qdoba is better than Chipotle.
I don't think that's even controversial anymore.
No.
Really?
So, like 3-4 years ago, that's a huge wild take or hot take, but now it's not.
Oh, all right. Well,
You're just ahead of the curve.
Qdoba gang stand up, I guess, but I'm going Mexican.
like
I think
Chipotle
that
a lot.
there are enough options there, and there are enough options with all these answers, but I'm going Mexican food.
All right, fair.
Gosh, that's tough.
I know, but I had a good one today.
That is. I feel like
It's a very good one.
you got.
I really want orange chicken right now.
Yeah, that does sound really good. That sounds really.
You know
really
what though?
good.
You can eat Chinese food for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yeah, you can.
That is accurate.
I will. Okay, I won't put this out there. Chinese food is one of, I would say, the best like second day of all of these. Maybe cold pizza.
Someone
but
did
that's-
say in the chat, are we talking real Chinese food or the American version of Chinese food? I'm not sure. I don't.
I'm gonna assume the American version of Chinese food, just
Yeah,
based on where I get it.
Yeah.
In America.
Yeah, I mean, are we talking bats and soup type Chinese food, or are we talking like General Tso's chicken Chinese food?
Yeah, I'm thinking like General Tso. Like
That's what I'm thinking too.
like it's definitely not the authentic stuff I'm getting.
I'll tell you what. Maybe on another note, I steamed dumplings for me. I know it's. I don't know how you would categorize them, but there is something down there that it's something. There's one place in DC where you can just get like unlimited dumpies, and it is incredible.
You know what's
call
cool
them
now?
dumpies?
Yeah, first of all, that I don't know if
You
I've
should
ever
just
heard
get
anybody call
unlimited
them
dumpies down there.
I don't know what you're into, Ryan.
Yeah, I've never heard that before.
This is how it just starts going awry.
Yeah, this is. Well, let's get back on track. It's real men. Heel cinnamon. Yeah, sorry, I was losing my train of thought. It was dim sum. Fantastic. Love dim sum. So good. And yes, I'm not afraid to call them some dumpies. You want some dumpies? It's great. I mean, just make it fun, guys. Have fun for once, Kevin.
Yeah.
Rocco.
Okay, at least you singled out Rocco too.
Yeah. Okay, but guys, new to the stream, hit that like and subscribe button.
Dumpies with the hot dog. Who just snorted? Was that you?
Yes.
Oh my god, dude.
That should not have been that funny.
That was ridiculous. Get it together.
Your heel cinnamon did not work, right?
Heel cinnamon. All right, let's bring everyone back in here. So we're back on here for a little bit. Obviously, we're going to talk a little bit about this upcoming series. So we did talk to Jordan Westberg and Colton Cowser. If you guys are tuning in now, and you can go back and watch it. But why don't we look ahead, guys, to this series with the Angels, right? The Orioles winning 6 of 7. They're feeling good. They're feeling frisky. They find ways to win other series. And to keep the context with this, the Orioles are sitting at 14-7, have only lost 2 series this season to the Milwaukee Brewers, where the world ended. I think the world did end that Saturday night after the Orioles lost the series. Not that they won the next day. And then they lost to the Pirates, where they had a chance to win the series and possibly all 3 games. That's just baseball. But they're going out to LA. It's a familiar foe. Why? The Orioles played them on opening day, and they're facing them again. But it's a little bit different. Everyone thought, were the Angels going to be absolutely terrible all those years? Well, the answer was they're not going to be all terrible. Yeah, you know what? We'll take a pause. Oh, you know what? I'm getting up.
Oh,
holy shit!
I'll get the
my
beer.
god. I think let's say.
Yeah, Kevin, we gotta get Kevin standing up here.
Yeah,
Get
Oh
the
my
bear. Get the
God.
bear. Mark,
yeah. Get
get the cow bear.
Colton Cowbear.
Oh.
Get Colton Cowbear.
Oh, I love that.
Colton Cowbear. Colton Cowbear Rodriguez.
There he is. Okay.
Really
Mark,
do appreciate that, Mark.
Mark,
That was
really
that's
appreciate
amazing.
it.
Thank you, Mark.
So Mark says, Ryan, I got to meet your dad through Make-A-Wish when I was 17 and battling bone cancer. I'm now 40 and love your show. I was born during 83 World Series and hope this year is our year. Keep up the good work. Mark,
It's awesome.
first off, so happy that you had that experience. And
That's
I like
incredible.
to make fun of Calvin quite a bit, right? But he's my dad. I make fun of him because he's my dad. If you're not making fun of your dad, are you doing it right? You know what I mean? And in all seriousness, though, it's those types of moments that I really appreciate hearing. And those are moments that he even, lives for, to be able to make an impact. And I think what's really cool is that you've continued on, and hopefully everything is going well with you and everything is great. And I'm with you. I think Baltimore's been waiting for this for a while, guys. You know, for the Orioles specifically, the Ravens have brought some hope to the city for the last, 2-3 decades since they've been back in Baltimore, but the Orioles haven't won since that 1983 season. So it's something that would be really, really special. And you see the guys. I think what's special is these groups of guys that they have are great. And I think that it makes you want this team to win even that much more when you see guys like that we just had on earlier that care about the communities and also just care about going out there and having fun and giving you guys something to be proud of. So thank you, Mark, for all of that. It's incredible. Absolutely amazing. So, guys, why don't we talk a little Angels-Orioles a little bit right now. Then I will get ready to do the preview for the series. And during the preview, then we can have Kevin's Corner to talk about the draft show coming up on Thursday, where apparently we have a lot of guests coming on and a lot of things. It's so facto. Kevin's been working behind the scenes.
Yes, I have.
To make it happen.
I'm excited for it. It's going to be cool.
I will. Sometimes you got to give people their flowers. Kevin's been doing a lot of stuff for this show, and it's going to be very fun on Thursday. We got a lot of cool people coming. So
looking forward to it. It's going to be great.
It's going to be a great time. So why don't we jump into this real quickly? Okay. Mm-hmm. Orioles, like I said, I'm going to save it for the numbers part for the actual preview, but the Angels aren't as bad, guys, as people were thinking because the Orioles offense was so good the first two games. And Rocco specifically, I'll break down Detmers here, but you got to see Reed Detmers for the Angels when he was with the Trash Pandas. That's the name of the baseball team, by the way. They got some guys, and he's one of their best guys.
They got some guys in an organization that has kind of struggled with starting pitching the last couple of years, especially. I think in one draft, they drafted like 30 pitchers, one in each round. It was insane how many pitchers they tried to draft to try to bolster their rotation and even their bullpen as well. But Reed Detmers, before they did that, I'm pretty sure he was a first-round draft pick, and he was a guy that Angels fans had very high expectations for. And I remember getting to cover him in Double-A with the Rocket City Trash Pandas in good old Madison, Alabama. And he's a guy that kind of went through his ups and downs, even in Double-A. But you knew that Reed Detmers eventually was going to find his way and get a hold on things and turn into a great starting pitcher. Maybe not this quickly, but I mean, he's really definitely developed into a very talented pitcher for the Angels. And he's got the no-hitter already. I think that was last season. And now he's 3-0 to start this season with, what is it, Rip? A sub-2 ERA currently right now?
Yep.
I think it's like 1.76, maybe lower than that off the top of my head. But Reed Detmers is one of the best pitchers, if not the best pitchers the Angels do have right now in their starting rotation. And you know what? It's great to see him succeed, but tonight for the Orioles in facing him, I know Birdland, they don't want any of that. They'd love nothing more than to hand Reed Detmers his first loss of the season and get after him, much like they did with Cole Reagans. They would love to do that in kind of back-to-back series. You go up against a lefty, you dominate him. You go up against another lefty and dominate him. So that's the goal for this Orioles lineup. And the bats, honestly, guys have been incredible. And like I said, like when you have a 7-8 kind of 1-2 punch, depending on where you're going to put Westberg and Cowser in the lineup, if you have them back-to-back, I love them back-to-back no matter where they are in the lineup, because not too many teams have what the Orioles have with those two guys, as young as they are, producing how they are, especially this early on in the season. It's awesome to see.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at what they're accomplishing, that's why when you go through teams' orders, and we talked about this a little bit after the Royals game yesterday on the impromptu, the team's just loaded. The fact that Cedric, Colton, and Westy are your 6, 7, 8 hitters, teams would take that as their top 3 hitters, especially right now with how they're swinging it. Westy and Cowser are close to leading the team in RBIs. Cedric Mullins, obviously, you see his impact left and right, and he's having a great start to his season as well. But one name that's actually that's starting tonight for the Orioles, but Albert Suarez, Zach. Suarez getting the start across from Detmers. And the reason why we're bringing this up is because he's starting because of the injury to Tyler Wells, and he's coming off the big hiatus from Major League Baseball, and he came back to a unbelievable outing his last time, and he's going to get another chance tonight against Los Angeles.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about this a little bit in our post-game show last time that Albert pitched, and he's one of those stories that makes you love baseball and makes you love everything about this game, because last pitch before his recent outing last week, last pitch in the majors in 2017, spent 6 years over in Japan and Korea, kind of fine-tuning his craft, trying to stay in baseball, comes back over, gets signed by the Orioles around October, November in the fall last year. And just kind of since then they said they loved his stuff, comes in to last game as a spot start, wasn't really day of people thought Bruce Zimmerman might get the call. Is John Means getting called up? What's it going to be? Last second, they're like Albert Suarez. People are like, okay, we're going to see how this goes. I saw a lot of people saying, we don't have stats on him. You know, it's going to be hard. What do you expect? How does he respond? He comes out and puts together one of the best outings by an Oriole pitcher this year. No runs allowed, and he dominated. It was obviously against a team not known for offense this year in the Minnesota Twins. We've talked about their struggles before, but for him to come out and he's hitting velocities he's never hit in his major league career at 34 years old, and he just consistently was finding ways to get out. The movement on his fastball right now is fooling hitters at a rate that you don't see often. I know the commentators, Kevin Brown and Ben McDonald, were pointing that out during his start, that he was going a few at bats where he'd get 3 swings and misses. He was getting whiffs left and right. So one of those guys that you really want to root for, and I'm excited to see him get another opportunity tonight, because it's just one of those things. If he can keep the ball rolling, you never know what that can do for not only the Orioles, but for his career after, down the line.
Yeah. I mean, look, the thing with baseball, I guess what you're finding out, and this is kind of why you wait to see what you have. I mean, didn't we bring this up in the past? What you have before, hey, go out and get somebody. You're never going to see some great stories happen. With the Baltimore Orioles in the past, you found out, you traded and got a guy named Ynier Cano who turned out to be one of your foundational pieces. You get Ryan O'Hearn, where people didn't think that he'd be a part of this team. He's made an impact. And in this case, you have a guy in Albert Suarez that, despite no one knowing anything about it, and the group has said, shout out, Hyde has said that, shout out the scouting department and the front office for giving Suarez the proper look, because they thought he still had something. And clearly he's got something. This ball's running. It looks like it's got some good juice. And at the end of the day, can you try to help a team win games? And that's the most important thing. And when we talked with Michael Elias in the past, like, look, they got a lot of talent, but they don't want to have to make a move unless they really have to. And it's a good problem the Orioles have with the talent that they have. And Victoria, thank you as always.
Appreciate that.
Thank you, Victoria.
Also, I did, still obviously on the Oriole, I just got a picture sent to me by Zach Lowther, and I think it is beautiful. And
oh my goodness.
Oh, that's so good.
That is hilarious.
So shout out Zach for making that. He just sent that to me.
That Westy Photoshop
Wild
job
Westy.
is very good.
And you have the oh my god.
I'm gonna have to send that to Westy and Cowser and be like, this is not our doing. This is Lowther's. Holy shirts and pants.
As soon as I saw that, I knew I had to put it on screen. So
I thought you were about to do Ryan so dirty right there.
Oh no. Yeah, you should have seen the look on Ryan's face when I said Zach Lowther just sent this picture. I was like, oh my god.
He's like, what is getting good?
Yeah.
Rip After Dark came a little too soon.
Oh gosh. Yeah, no, they did know Lowther too. Zach was this last year he was let go from the squad, and he was dealing with a shoulder injury at the time. So Zach could even touch more on it now, and spent a lot of time with it. Like I said, we have connections here, guys. We have people knowing people helping people, and people like to rip on people. Yeah. Hey, Zach, we're a great group. You're a good kid. We appreciate you. Right on cue.
He actually spelled it goop. Goop.
No.
Are you really calling out?
Goop?
This is why he's a recurring guest.
He actually stole my seat today.
He said,
I was gonna
you're a
sit
great
there.
goop.
I did notice he beat you to the seat. I totally told Rocco.
I was watching from back there doing my work. I was like, is he gonna actually take my seat today?
Yeah, okay,
Sorry, Zach, I had to. I'm the grammar police.
Little behind this, I guess a little sneak peek behind the scenes. I literally told Rocco, I was like, hey, sit next to Kevin today so I can change into the cow suit. He goes, oh, okay. And I just watch him beeline and set up his stuff in Kevin's seat. And I was like,
well, the whole reason we had it switched is because Rocco is, to the chat, if you believe it or not, Rocco is taller than me. I'm actually shorter than Rocco. So,
believe it or not.
Yeah. Well, people didn't believe it. We had to do the Adam Jeep measuring sign. But so when I sit in that seat, No, actually, you know what? This is the right way to do it, actually, because the couch, even though I like sink into it, it props me up a little bit.
That's fair.
So
that's fair.
It actually worked. You know what, Rocco? It's, I forgive you.
I tried to help Zach out, and he kind of called me out because I was like, the cow suit, if you go back and watch the stream at the beginning, it's like sitting behind you, but I don't think you can see the spots. And I could notice it, but I don't know if anyone else could at first. So like people were asking, they're like, where's the cow suit? Where's the cow suit? Where's the cow suit?
Yeah.
Like, dude, hide it.
Yeah, I was getting cooked in the chat at first. People were like, Zach, you promised us a cow suit. I was like, everyone just calm down. It's coming.
Well, and actually, I was going to do something, and I forgot. I was telling Zach on the way up here, because, you know, Colton has the whole cow thing. I was going to buy produce and bring it in for Jordan, because with Westy, all Zach says is all Westy does is produce. So produce.
Could their nickname be like the grocery store?
What?
No, because
the
milk and then the
Phillies-
produce.
The Phillies have the daycare with like, they have like two guys that just pour water on everyone after games. It's like, could they be
We can think about
a
that.
grocery store?
We'll figure something out. We'll get
Is
back
that
to everyone.
stupid?
Yeah.
Is it dumb?
Yes.
Am I dumb? Am I dumb?
Yes.
Yes, I
Yes.
am. But
Yeah.
100%.
will it stick anyway?
No doubt about that. But hey, if you're new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. It's the Ryan Ripken Show. We do this every Monday, Thursday, Sundays. Special guests, we'll do it on different days as well. That's just how we go here. And guys, why don't we? Because I think I know some of us like to dabble and maybe put some hunches down if they think they're going to get hits. Zach, maybe some bets here to see how the guys do and how they roll. Why don't we talk a little bit, because especially with our sponsor out there in Charlestown, Hollywood Casino at Charlestown races, by the way. So we're going to look at some numbers here, and maybe, guys, just maybe we have something planned for a live show going out there, and that's going to be upcoming for May. So stay tuned. But in the meantime, over at Hollywood Casino at Charlestown races, obviously you can go watch the best games and both live and simulcast the thoroughbred horse races, but it's a state-of-the-art sports book. So if you want to go there and have a good time, they also have concerts. They had a Southern Rock concert, the Steel Woods with Low Water Bridge Band, Friday, April 26th. And then they got Dave Attell and Jamie Lissow going the following weeks, and maybe somewhere in between there, because that's between May 4th and May 18th. Maybe we'll show up. Maybe we'll show up down there. But check out Hollywood Casino out in Charlestown. I think it's about an hour and a half away, hour and a half from Baltimore, D.C.
There you go.
So,
Like that.
but what I wanted to do is, because I think we've had some pretty good luck here when we've been having some hunches, guys, about who's going to play well, what's going to happen here. So why don't we discuss a little bit about tonight's game with the Orioles? Because you have obviously even though we talked about the excitement behind Albert Suarez, I think it is fair to say that the pitching advantage is going to go to the Los Angeles Angels, given what has happened so far. Am I crazy with that thought process or no?
No, I would say that. So are we given what we think our best bets are for right now?
Correct.
All right. I gotta get. Well, obviously, I'm gonna be biased here. Lefty on the mound in Detmers. Give me Jordan Westberg over 1.5 bases. I think he gets a hold one today. He's getting an extra base hit
Against Detmers.
Yeah.
Well, you know, that's an interesting thing here. And actually, someone brought it up in the chat. The Orioles have struggled the second time facing a pitcher, specifically Alec Marsh pitched really well against the Orioles the first time, pitched well the second time. Something's got to give, though, right?
Yeah, but then you could also say Reagan's, dominated the first time. Orioles dominate the second time. Are we looking at maybe potentially another that scenario? So I'm liking Jordan Westberg, and I like that he brought up that he's still growing the mustache out. So that got me immediately. So I have to stick with my mustache brother there.
Yeah, we didn't even bring that up. You guys got some stashes
Yeah.
that are together here. Kevin, you have anyone that's gonna have a good game tonight?
I'm gonna go Adley to hit a homer.
Oh,
I think I'm gonna go big here. I was gonna do Jackson over 1.5 bases.
But lefty,
but
I'm
he
not
left
sure.
you on the mound. That's
Yeah.
why.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, that's such a good. Adley has been killing it from the right-hander's batter box this year, and he's showing a lot of pop. I like that bet a lot.
Yeah, and I guess we'll
Good
find
shit,
out
Kevin.
here. The lineup yet has not been released for the O's, I don't think.
No, especially because it's going to be at 9:30 Eastern time first pitch, so they'll probably announce it in like 4 hours.
Yeah.
Canton to watch the game.
Canton,
Canton to watch the game.
Rocco invites me out to Canton every single weekend and gets so upset that I don't show up.
I just extend the invite, and
No, it's not
just-
extending the invite when you get physically upset when I don't.
I don't get physically upset. I don't like
he's like
calls me names.
slamming the wall.
I don't like rage. Like, oh, Zach, you're not gonna.
We don't know.
I don't do that.
We
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah,
It does hurt me, like emotionally, that you don't.
Nobody cares.
Do you see what I deal with?
I got.
What you got, Brad?
So, listen, I went the parlay route. $3 will win you $156 here. $3 bet will win you $156, and that is the Baltimore Orioles -1.5. So they're going to win by 2. The total runs scored over 8.5. Mike Trout hits a homer, and Colton Cowser hits a homer in this game.
Oh,
$3.
Sugar.
How much would that win you, Brad?
$156.
Maybe with the $156, you could buy some hair gel to fix those 2 strands that are hanging down right there.
Mike,
Just a
you're
little-
on a
All he
war
does.
path. You're on a war path.
This is
today.
why he
I
is
have
a
the best.
recurring
I have the
guest.
best hair. I have the best hair on the show. So
you actually
chill
do.
out and have a beer and chill the fuck out.
It's a
Dude,
classic.
who did you originally say that to?
It was
I don't know, one of our
from the
yeah,
group.
Some guy came in and then he kept coming back, which was even
Yep.
better.
So, hey, real quickly before I get on to do the series preview, this final thing. Even though with Detmer's on the mound here, guys, this is the fascinating part of it. And I don't know how I feel about it. It's that the Orioles are actually favored by 1.5 runs tonight still, despite the matchup. So take with that with what you will. Enjoy the game in general. Over and under is 8.5 runs. As you guys remembered, a lot of runs were put up with the Orioles and Angels the first couple games. Obviously, game 3, the bats went quiet, but that's just how baseball goes. It should be a fun thing to talk about more. And I think, Zach, we're to get into doing, actually, as we get our preview ready, this is perfect here. So as we get our preview ready, while we take our ride to the board, we got to take our ride on the Adams Jeep of Maryland. So, Kevin, you know what you're doing. Let me get my glasses because it's sunny in here. It's bright. Get on the Adams Jeep as we are going to be riding. Kevin, don't.
What the fuck?
What's going on?
What the fuck is that?
Kevin, don't ride the bear. Oh no, Kevin. All right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to our friends at Adams Jeep of Maryland, but Adams Jeep of Maryland actually, and you see with that beautiful sign behind Zach Bollinger there, Adams Jeep of Maryland is located up in Aberdeen, Maryland, north of Baltimore City. And for any service, parts, you name it, they have it. You don't have to be a Jeep owner. And also they have a sale for pre-owned vehicles, Jeep or no Jeep. They have multiple vehicles there, whatever you like. But if you buy a pre-owned Jeep from Adams Jeep of Maryland and you reference the Ryan Ripken Show and that you do not like Rocco, that's the other part. You like the show, you don't like Rocco, Chuck there will give you $500 in gas money or a gas card specifically.
That guy's the worst. That Chuck. He's just
It's a war path.
he's just the worst.
He's roasting everybody. I got to be careful.
Well, I actually love Chuck.
He's gonna call me
Great
names
guy,
again
but
if I'm not careful.
It's very, very hurtful that he's running this promotion. Just praying on my downfall every day.
Alan says just to add Adams Jeep was looking for. First of all, 1,000%. I don't know if you're being sarcastic or not, but I feel like Adams Jeep.
Yeah, so I was joking.
They have to love what we do for them, because like nobody's plugging them like the Ryan Ripken Show. We have the most fun with Adams Jeep's ads. That is for damn sure.
I don't have fun with him, Brad.
Yeah, nobody cares, Rocco.
Yeah, we got some good kids. Okay, why I get ready now to break down the rest of this Orioles-Angels series, just to give you an idea of what the Orioles are truly up against, including Reed Detmers and including another bat on the team that is not named Mike Trout that's actually had a great start to the season. Let's send it over to Kevin's Corner with Rocco, talking about what we have planned coming up for Thursday, Kevin.
Yeah, so we'll do some general maintenance here. First of all, with the channel memberships, we have a lot coming up for the draft stream. It's going to be obviously available to everybody, but we'll drop that guest list for the draft to our channel members a little earlier than everybody else. So it's just another one of the perks in the channel memberships. If you don't know what the channel memberships are, it's just a way to get perks for the show, support what we're doing. It's another way to support what we're doing. So we're continuing to add on to those tiers. There are a couple of tiers, and if you want to join, be a part of the channel memberships, I got roasted on the Ryan was roasting me all weekend, actually, with some of the posts he was putting on there. But you can hit that join button next to the subscribe button on your computer. It gets a little wonky on the phone, so computer is probably the best way to do it. You can join either the Rip Superfans tier or the Holy Shirts and Pants tier, which is personally Ryan's favorite. And then we also have the Discord. I don't know if there's been a link put in for the Discord yet.
Not yet. I just wanted to also reiterate that yes, you can hit join next to subscribe, but if you can't see that, the link is pinned in the chat. So I'll be providing the link to Discord later. But if you guys were interested in the channel memberships, you can access it by hitting join next to subscribe or that link in the chat as well.
Yep. So you can do all that. There are going to be more things we're adding on to those and in the Discord. But then we are having the draft stream. So I know we've been very Orioles centric here over on the Ryan Ripken show, and rightfully so, right? I mean, it's baseball season, but the draft is coming up on Thursday, and we are a Baltimore-based show. So of course we do talk about the Ravens when that is. And actually, if you want to see this duo tomorrow on Locked On Ravens, Rocco,
might as well just do the episode.
Yeah, right now. So we can get the camera and everything.
Episode now.
Yeah, he is a guest on a lot of shows, including mine on Locked On Ravens, and this one too, actually. So it works out. But we'll be having a draft stream. We're going to probably start up around 7:30-ish, right about 30 minutes before the draft actually starts. And the draft moves, kind of slower pace during the first night, but we're going to have a lot of guests on throughout the night. Hopefully we'll have a special guest joining us in studio. That's not Rocco. And we'll figure it out. But 15 to 20 minute increments, a lot of good conversation. We'll react, obviously, not only to the Ravens, and because that's going to be probably really late at night. That's going to be what, like 11:30?
Honestly, it's
if they stay at 30.
Our broadcasts for Fox 45 are like 10:50 and 11:30, and I don't know if we're going to be able to get the first round pick on our show, in our broadcast at that point in time, because I don't know what time the Ravens are actually going to pick.
Yeah, it's going to be late. I mean, if they stay, it's literally there are 2 picks after them, and that's it. So gonna be a late night, but a fun one. We're going to be streaming the whole time, reacting not only to the picks that are made, but obviously with our guests, a lot of great Ravens creators out there, people who cover the team. So we're going to have everybody talking, obviously, from a Ravens perspective about everything that's going on. Maybe there's a run on offensive lineman. Hey, you know what? That impacts the Ravens. Maybe there's a run on wide receiver. You know what? That impacts the Ravens too. Oh, but I see we got another member. Thank you, Stressfully Snipes.
Thank you.
Ryan and Zach are clapping in the background.
There's one thing, Kevin, I know about the Ravens. Regardless of what they need, they're going to go best player available. And I don't see this draft going any differently than drafts past.
Yeah, I think it works out. It works out a little bit more for them this year because they do have so many needs.
Yeah,
it's like if they take BPA, at least for the big 4, which I call them: offensive line, wide receiver, edge, and corner.
Mm-hmm.
At least it fits in there. But if they take a defensive lineman, if they take maybe an interior, everybody's talking about tackle. I don't think people are talking about interior guys, even though it's a need. If they take an interior guy, if it's not a tackle, a wide receiver. Honestly, just those 2. If it's not a tackle or a wide receiver, I think there's going to be a little bit of maybe freak out.
You think there'd be freak out if there was a corner taken?
Depends on if it's Kool-Aid McKinstry, maybe.
Yeah, because for me, I don't know about for you, but if I'm going based off of like positions of need for the Ravens right now, it's O-line is definitely number 1.
Yeah.
Depending on how they view who they currently have on the roster, it's like, okay, is Andrew Voorhees going to take up a starting position this season? He hasn't played a snap in the NFL, but the Ravens obviously have high hopes for him. Could Daniel Faalele, could he plug and play another position and potentially be a starting tackle for you guys? It's the questions that Eric DaCosta and John Harbaugh, I'm sure, are asking themselves right now, or having those in-depth conversations with each other. What do we actually need? And when it comes to best player available, who's that going to be? Obviously, they talked about they're not going to take a quarterback because they have an MVP in Lamar Jackson. But I feel like for the Ravens, a lot of those other positions currently, including offensive line, which would be at the top of the list, are on the table for them right now.
And you know something, though, is speaking of quarterback, they're not going to take one of the big guys, obviously. But backup quarterback is a very sneaky need that they have. Yeah. Tyler Huntley gone to Cleveland. Josh Johnson, according to John Harbaugh, is now ahead. Well, I don't think Cunningham was never ahead, but this Josh Johnson, then Malik Cunningham. They're still trying to figure out who Malik Cunningham is at this point. I would not be shocked. Maybe like a Joe Milton's available late, and you'd take a flyer on that guy. I mean, Josh Johnson, he's very well respected and traveled veteran, but he's not a long-term solution.
Milton has a freaking cannon for an arm,
man.
He can throw the ball a mile. Man. I don't know how accurate it is.
Yeah,
but
and I see Alex talking about the wide receiver class, saying it's loaded. Give Lamar more time in the pocket than snag a wide receiver in the second.
I wouldn't mind that. Would
no,
you?
I mean, and honestly, if you really, really wanted to, you could
That's
flip
great.
it. You could flip it because there are still going to be guys, quality tackles available in the second round. The issue is the risk factor in that, because I think a lot of these tackles are going to go maybe a little earlier than some people think. And if you're any team, if you're Baltimore, if you're any team, and you risk that, and you say, okay, there are still 5 guys on our board, we pick next at 62, let's take a wide receiver, and then all 5 of your guys go. It's like, well, you can be a BPA team, but not to the point where you're reaching for a guy, right? BPA is the reason where if you do only a needs-based draft, and there is, let's just tackle, right? Tackle is the biggest need. If all of your guys are second round grades and you're in the first round, you don't want to reach for a guy. If there's a bet, like for Kyle Hamilton, everybody's, why are you taking a safety? Why are you taking a safety? Safety's not a need. They had Chuck Clark. They had Marcus Williams. They had just signed Marcus Williams. I mean, BPA works for him. So we're going to see. I see Ramey checking in, Ramey. And that might be a little, I can maybe drop a little sneak preview with potentially Ramey coming on and joining us for the draft stream. So be sure to stay tuned for that. And I see Ramey talking about here, I keep finding myself in the conversation of how big the drop-off is at tackle from 30 to 62. There is. I think it depends how much people like guys like a Tyler Guyton or a Jordan Morgan. Like, those are borderline first, early second guys. I think Guyton goes in the first, maybe Morgan, depending on if he's a tackle or a guard, goes early second. But then, like, how much do people like Patrick Paul, for example? Yeah. Right? How much do guys, Kingsley, right? Where's Kingsley going to go? Or maybe Kieran from BYU. That's another one. Like, there are really quality tackles, but it just depends, because there are certain tiers of the tackle class.
Yeah, no, without a doubt.
Right? Yeah.
But Eric DaCosta was asked when they did the pre-draft presser, it was like, what positions in the draft do you feel have value and depth for days 2 and 3? And offensive line and receiver were 2 of those positions.
Yeah.
So, you see all right, maybe you start with a tackle, you go receiver 1, 2 right there. Maybe you flip-flop them. Maybe you go in a different direction. I think, listen, the motto has been, in EDC we trust, and it's going to be that way, I feel like, for this draft as well. Keep your faith, keep your trust in Eric DaCosta. He has done a hell of a job as a general manager of this football team.
Yeah. So I think, Ryan, are they ready? Good to go? You want to flip over?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me? Oh,
yes.
That's neat. Here we go. Stop traffic. And we're back. Welcome back to that. And guys, as always, it's great because we do have a lot of things planned outside of baseball here, but it is baseball season, so we have a lot going on. But Thursday night, do not miss the draft show and come join us as always. But let's talk about what's happening in Baltimore, at least starting tonight. Orioles, Angels, they are first game of a 3-game set out in Anaheim, or I guess it's the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, whatever it is nowadays. It's changed through the years. But I'll tell you what hasn't changed is that Mike Trout is still one of the best players in baseball when healthy. He is their catalyst for the team. But there is a couple other players that you guys should be aware of. Gunnar Henderson, obviously everyone knows what he's capable of doing for the Orioles, but the Orioles, this is one of their deepest teams that they've had in a while. It has a lot of balance. But let me walk you through a little bit of what to expect so far in this series with a rematch of what the opening weekend series was here in Baltimore. All right, so obviously we're feeling good, but here's the first example here. Offensively, the Orioles, despite all these issues that we talked about at times, or I guess that certain people talked about, the Orioles still rank second in all of baseball. If we're going to look up here, almost 6 runs a game. Atlanta's the only team that is doing better, averaging 6.25. And if you go down this list here, all the way to the bottom here at 17, the LA Angels sit at just over 4.18 runs per game. So again, advantage Baltimore, obviously, in that category. But just like there is with hitting, what's the pitching department looked like? And the Orioles, who were 8th going into the series against Kansas City, have dropped down to 13. They're still averaging under 4 runs allowed per game. And then the Angels are sitting down here at 4.32. And the point of that, you guys remember the first couple games the Orioles played. When the Orioles especially got past the starters, which they knocked out early, they lit up the bullpens. So the Orioles, again, that's going to be the formula. Can you get to this Los Angeles team and put on the pressure early and kind of feel like you're coasting to victories? That's what happened in the 2 games that they won. In the game that they lost, the Angels were the team that got ahead, and Detmers was a big part of that. So let's start off with, actually, we talked about a specific player on the Angels. It was Mike Trout. Well, guess what? You already know what Mike Trout's going to be. There's another player that is doing a lot of damage that you need to keep an eye on, and that is Taylor Ward. Ward has been on a tear so far this year. I'll even explain to you later in this video of just how good he's been. But here's some examples of Taylor doing damage, hitting the long ball, and making things happen for the Angels. So you're going to see it's going to be a hanging slider. He doesn't miss it. When you're feeling it, this is actually, fun fact here, this is actually like one of the favorite pitches a righty can talk or hit. Hanging breaking ball that doesn't really break, just kind of almost like a mediocre fastball there. And he does not miss that. Well over the wall at Fenway. You're feeling good. See ya. Outside of Boston. Feeling good. And he's had a great start to the season. But again, you guys have heard the motto, when you hit the ball to all parts of the field, good things can happen. Guess what Taylor Ward's doing right now? He's hitting the ball to all parts of the field. And all parts of the field. And specifically here, he's going to get a pitch right down the middle, a little off-speed pitch. Doesn't try to do too much. Takes it right back up the middle. And again, he's got good power. Just like we said Jordan Westberg does. Ward has great balance, great control, and he's able to drive the ball. And if you can drive the ball to center, you're going to have a lot of success. Now, unfortunately for Oriole fans and the friend of the program, Tyler Wells, love you, Wellsy. Unfortunately, this was not a good moment for him, but this is because Taylor Ward's just a good player too. 0-1 count, 2 outs, top of the first. Wells is going to try to run a fastball in, but when you're very balanced, and you can see Taylor Ward's setup right now, he's got a little bit of a leg kick, and I'll move over here. That's why I had the bat. If you can kind of keep that rhythm, and when you're very under control going back, everything can be in sync and be in rhythm. And when you're in rhythm, you can get to any ball and you can hit it a long ways. And as people remember, Ward's going to turn on this ball and hit it over the Great Wall of Baltimore. Little, hey, how you doing? Angels get on the board first. And again, this was the game that the Angels won. They got ahead early, right? That's what they're going to need to do. And I just went past the part I wanted to show you about with Taylor Ward specifically. Here are the current RBI leaders, and let me move out of the way. Osuna leads all of baseball with 27 RBIs. Garcia on the Rangers, 22. Salvador Perez, 22. Gurriel, 21. And guess who else is there? Taylor Ward. So Taylor Ward is sitting in the top 5 in all of baseball and runs batted in. So what I mean by this is that the 2 best players for them that can do the most damage are Mike Trout and Taylor Ward. It's not to say that there are other players like Aaron Hicks, who's been in the lineup now, or Drury, can do the damage and put teams in a tough position. But unlike the Orioles, where you feel like you have guys that can drive runners in from any part of the lineup, the 2 guys specifically, Ward and Trout. And for those that are wondering, Anthony Rendon, who's been off to a struggling part of the season. Am I good, Zach? Keep going. He's off to a struggling part of the season. He's been put on the IL. He's not going to play in the series. Now let's talk a little bit about Reed Detmers, who's going to be on the mound tonight against Albert Suarez, who got that win in Baltimore earlier on in the season. All right, it's simple. He throws 4 pitches. 4-seam, curveball, slider, changeup. And if I move my big old body out of the way, you're going to see it's not an overwhelming fastball by any means, right? But almost 94, curveball 75, a little bit more of that loopier break to it. Harder slider, anywhere from 83 to 85 is saying the average. And then his changeup just below his slider. Changeup, again, plays off the fastball. He will use that more against the right-handed hitters because that's usually what sets it up. But let's talk a little bit about it. And the thing I wanted to talk about it is, yes, he's going to throw the majority of fastballs here. You see that's with most pitchers. They're going to throw a lot of fastballs. But his curveball, slider, and changeup is something he feels comfortable throwing at any time. So let's get more familiar with it, shall we? We'll go one by one. So right here, Detmers is going to throw a 2-seam fastball, essentially. It might just be a fastball with arm run. And by arm run, it means when you let it go, instead of the ball traveling more straight, the way it's released, the ball then kind of curves more going arm side. So he throws it. You're going to see the ball go outside the batter's box here, the zone, close enough where Pinto's going to have to chase, and he's going to get a strikeout here. So you're going to see right there in the beginning. Oh, it went too quickly. Man, Ryan, what am I doing? There we go. Nope, that's not it. Here we go. Maybe I just cut that off too quickly. I did. Yeah, but you're going to see it's close enough. Way to go, Ryan. But Siri now. This is the other example then of seeing what he sets up. So this is going to be, I believe it's going to be his changeup here that sets up. So if you're seeing a fastball, it's going to be running high. You're going to get a changeup that's running low. Oh, no, I was just completely off there again. Goodness, I mixed up my videos. First time I've done this on the Ryan Ripken Show. Hate to see it. Maybe I'll explain this right. That's what I wanted to do. Okay, so let me go back from the start here. Okay, so it's a good example here. And the reason why now this was supposed to be the video after it, but hey, we're good. I mentioned earlier that he likes to throw the ball in different counts and his pitches he feels comfortable with, right? So in this case, 3-2 count, series up, and because he throws his curveball, changeup, slider, fastball, all, and he's comfortable. And remember we talked about when Jackson Holliday had a 3-2 pitch out of the way the other day? And he took that fastball right down the middle, and you're like, oh, well, there's no chance you'd throw an off-speed pitch. No one's on base here. There's no outs. So you would think you wouldn't want to let the lead guy get on, right? But this is what happens when you have pitchers that can put the doubt in your mind that they can throw anything. Detmers is a guy that can throw all of his pitches for strikes. He's going to throw that slider with Siri thinking it's a fastball. He gets fooled, strike 3. Now this is what I wanted to talk with the changeup with the 2-1 count here, and I apologize again for messing that part up. But 2-1 count, this is what Detmers can do. Fastball, obviously, is what hitters are looking for. Do we understand what hitters' counts are? If you don't, let me explain it to the viewers. Hitters' counts. 2-1 count. That means you are expecting to be a little bit more aggressive with a fastball, right? So you can maybe cheat, maybe anticipate, maybe take a chance that you're going to try to do some damage here, right? Well, Detmers understands that, just like I'm explaining that he's thinking, all right, Ramirez is thinking I'm going to throw that heater, but guess what? I have good deception with my changeup, so I'm going to make him think I'm throwing a fastball. This thing's going to fall right off the plate, and he's going to swing right over it. So again, imagine that's the fastball right there, and I know the angle's going to say, oh, it's lower to start off, Ryan. But when hitters have that much time to react, it's not a lot. It has the same look coming out of the hands. This is what can make Detmers so effective, is that this ball feels like it's going to have to be a strike. You have an aggressive hitter. He's going to swing right over top of it. Really good pitch. Now, here's an example then of his last one, and this is the loopier curveball, okay? So Detmers, again, 2-2 count. He's going to throw this, but to me, this isn't always going to be his out pitch. The slider's probably going to be the more the out pitch with the fastball, but the curveball can throw off hitters because it is such a drastic difference in miles per hour. It's almost 10 miles an hour slower than his other off-speed pitches. You're going to see this thing loop up. It's going to fool Reyes, and it's actually a perfectly located pitch at the bottom part of the zone. So here it is, and whammy. Again, catches the bottom, and because that ball pops up, if I show that one more time, let's see it pop up. Pop up. So right there, usually all the other pitches, the slider's coming across. Changeup's looking like a fastball. The curveball's the one that maybe you're not used to seeing that pop up, and then you think, oh, it's too high, or the way that it's going, you think it's going to be so low, the ball stays up just enough where Reyes is thinking, actually, it's going to be a ball. But great frame by the catcher. Detmers gets a strikeout. And that's an example of his arsenal of what he's capable of doing. And Rocco is right. I don't like to say that Rocco's right all the time, but he is right. Detmers is a really talented pitcher. He's off to a great start this year for the Los Angeles Angels, and he is going to be tasked with trying to stop this extremely hot and talented Baltimore Orioles lineup. And especially with Detmers throwing, that means it's probably going to be a very heavy right-handed lineup for the Orioles. I do expect, it hasn't come out yet, guys, has it? No lineup out yet. So Cowser, I do expect, because that guy's hitting everything that walks on the earth that's a baseball right now. But understand, the Angels, competitive team. It's hard to go on the West Coast to close out a trip and get back to Baltimore, but the Orioles are still one of the best road teams. They're building off of what they did last year. And that's all I got for that. But again, keep in mind who you guys would like me to break down in the future. Hit that like and subscribe button. We would greatly appreciate that. And now, let's head back to Kevin's Corner.
All right. Are we doing more Ravens talk, Rocco? What are we doing? You have anything?
Whatever you want to do, my man.
Wow.
Yeah, we can talk about whatever. This is Kevin's Corner, not Rocco's Corner. And I think is my mic muted?
No.
It's not?
No.
Might be.
No. It's not.
Okay. I'm just making.
Okay.
All right. Let's keep
it Orioles. Let's keep it Orioles.
Sounds
How are
good.
you feeling about the bullpen right now?
I mean, that outing the other day where
Our camera.
Vermeer, what? Are we good?
No. Well.
Whoa.
Yeah.
What is happening?
Well, all right.
Camera
Well,
went
this
out.
is Kev's Corner After Dark.
What happened? What'd you do, Zach? Unbelievable.
No.
Ryan, maybe switch over to us.
No, it's our.
It's your
it's
guys'
ours.
camera.
It's
It's your guys'
unbelievable.
camera. Oh, hey, this
gotta-
is kind of what it looks like with me standing up. I kind of like it. Hey,
There you go. Yeah, that'll work.
How
I
we
was just
doing?
gonna say you could unplug it and plug that.
yeah, we're
camera
having a
back
good
in.
time.
Zach, what did you do? It's the Undertaker.
Good kids. Good kids. We're back.
Are
No,
we-
we're not back.
Like
Oh, yeah.
Joe just
There
like
we go, we're
never
back.
learns his lesson. He'll like, all right, let's
What
get it
is
together.
what is going on?
Joe never learns his lesson. I'll put him in timeout once a show, and he comes back and just like right at the neck all the time, even harder than he did before. It's crazy.
Well then you ban him, and he's realizing.
I mean, yeah, it is what it
But
is.
Joe's always gonna roast you.
He's
You just gotta-
harmless.
you just got to accept. All right, bullpen. What do you get?
I mean, the other day it kind of made me feel a little uneasy just watching when Ramirez took the mound, and it was like he could not find the strike zone at all. And honestly, like I don't want to badmouth the guy at all, but that was, I mean, just kind of alarming.
Not-
that
yeah,
performance,
not
you
great,
watched
yeah.
it, and you're like, "What is going on? What is this guy throwing right here?"
He
He
couldn't
had-
find the catcher.
Oh,
To be honest,
he
with you.
couldn't find anything. He couldn't find anything. Like
It was going right.
when
there
he
was
when
one
he
that-
was on the mound, he could not have hit the like
No.
he couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. Like that's
But-
how bad it
yeah.
was. That yeah. So that's
5 pitches, and 1 earned run within those 5 pitches. And I believe there was one that didn't even go in the dirt; it went into the grass before the dirt. It was
And-
just a rough outing. I don't know.
this could be Brad. This could be a case of, you know, the Orioles go out and get a guy and they hope that, okay, his numbers aren't good at all and they weren't great at all with the Mets, and that's why he ended up with the Orioles. But it could be a case of, okay, maybe we have a diamond in the rough here. Maybe we get a guy like, okay, a guy that turns into Yennier Cano, maybe not to that level because he was an all-star, but that could have been the process. Oh, okay, like we get this guy, like right now his ceiling's low, but could it get a little higher as the season goes on? Potentially. But looking at that performance, it's like, I'm not so sure about that.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Good kids.
The Bauman slander in this.
I will say this though, you talk about the bullpen, and I know a lot of Birdland was not necessarily concerned, but you see different kind of conflicting feelings for this fan base. Sometimes you see
I know.
some people on one end, some people on the other end. With the Craig Kimbrell signing, and it was like, I feel like a lot of people wanted Josh Hader because he's from the area to bring him in, to bring in someone that was like a big name relief pitcher to kind of patch that, you know, hole on the back end of the bullpen with Felix Bautista out for the season. Craig Kimbrell has been nothing short of spectacular. I mean, he has been incredible. And we talk about, okay, the numbers since that first blown save, which we all agree he pitched very well, and it was like a bloop single and just some bad luck right there. He's been fantastic.
Literally bloop single,
Yeah, it was-
two stolen bases and a
Exactly.
sac fly.
And he has been fantastic. I mean, picking up saves left and right, picking up wins left and right if there's not save opportunities and he comes in the game. Or if he comes in the 9th and it's a tie game. I mean, he is the guy right now that has been locked down, Craig Kimbrell. And maybe, you know, Philly fans, they feel some sort of way about him because things didn't go as well they would have expected last season with Craig Kimbrell on the mound. The Orioles are getting potential all-star version of Craig Kimbrell this year, and I'm not afraid to say that. He has been pitching fantastic, and I expect nothing less from Craig Kimbrell, as the season goes on. Words are hard sometimes, guys.
Oh yeah, it is. Hey,
What
you know
was that, Rip?
That's me actually. I have a video
Is that
of
your
me.
video? Yeah.
No, it's me actually explaining how much I love the Craig Kimbrell signing last year. Just to give context, the reason why I wanted to play it, because one, it's funny when you look back and be like, how far you've come, right? Being like, you sound like kind of an idiot. But the point I wanted to bring up is how good his stuff has been. So let me explain, or maybe I can use myself to explain real quickly of how that was. We're going to go to share the screen. We're going to share the screen. We're going to see the Twins. Kevin, you still don't know what that means.
There we go.
Here we go. Can we see it? All right, here we go.
Not that any of you cared, but I am. But before I head into the workout, I wanted to just explain a little bit more about how excited you should be about Craig Kimbrell, okay? And I'm going to explain more of this on the Ryan Ripken Show tomorrow as we break down the move. But I want to leave you with this. Craig Kimbrell was in the top 14 for strikeouts per 9 innings last year. And then here's the kicker. I know that everyone looked at him running out of gas in the postseason. It was 2 outings in the postseason. Prior to that, he had 4 scoreless innings, but he had 2 outings against the Diamondbacks, and they lost. It's part of the game. It happens, right? During the regular season, Craig Kimbrell pitched 69 innings. And in the first month, he had 3 outings, 2 of which were in blowout situations where he was coming in to get work. And he gave up 9 earned runs over an inning and a third. So 3 outings, I'm sorry. If you take out those outings, by the way, Craig Kimbrell has 67 2/3 innings of work, and that ERA equivalates to a 2.14. And by the way, those 3 games, no save opportunities. He blew less saves than Ynier Cano and Felix Bautista, both of them. And Cano wasn't the closer, obviously, until Felix Bautista went down. So just wanted to give you that context. Going to break it down way more tomorrow night on the Ryan Ripken Show. And I'm going to go try to get stronger. I don't know.
Yeah, God, what an idiot. But really, the guy's smart, though, with what he's talking about.
Yeah. How'd that workout go?
Yeah.
Do you remember?
Yeah, well, we're going to have to, we're going to work on it as a group.
First of all, I don't think you got any stronger. Second of all, that kind of dark background, it made you look like Nosferatu. So I know, it's
an intelligent Count Dracula.
I'll just see it.
It's my favorite.
What do they call him
that
in
was
the
my
comments?
favorite
They call him
comment.
a vampire.
Well, there was a YouTube comment on a video a few days ago, and it was like, and they meant it as a compliment. They said, "I mean this as a compliment. You look like a smart Count Dracula," and we're like, "Okay." So
yeah, I didn't know that. He's like, I meant that in the best way. It's a compliment. Like, what's me looking like a vampire or Count Dracula is a compliment?
But a smart.
What's the
vampire.
movie? Someone told me that Rip and I, they didn't say this to him, but they said Rip and I should go out like one Halloween as the little vampire and the dad from the little vampire, and it would be the greatest costume ever because there's just a resemblance there. But I don't know if anyone knows what I'm talking about, but we just ruined a completely great Craig Kimbrell take.
Yeah, thank you.
I
can always
we said there was enough in there.
But that was honestly, Rip, that was a fantastic take. And you've always, sorry to make fun of you, I have to do that. But you're spot on about Craig Kimbrell. You were from the start. And it was like, people may view that originally when you said that as like, oh, Ryan's being a homer. Like he's just saying this because Orioles this, Orioles that. But that was not the case. If it was a bad signing, you would have came out and said it was a bad signing. The Craig Kimbrell signing, I mean, and Justin brought it up. I want to pop up that comment. He talked about, imagine if we picked up the option on Kimbrell next year and have Felix nasty pen. And on top of that, do you not still have Cano? I mean, the bullpen only gets better if you keep Kimbrell around. God, I can't say his name. It's so hard for me to say. Kimbrell, Craig Kimbrell.
It's like when I was saying Gabe.
I called him
Gabe Davis.
Keg Kimbrell. I called him the one time. It's like it's not the easiest.
Keg, like a keg.
Keg Kimbrell.
Kimbrell. Okay, well, whoever that is, I think we got to keep this in mind for Craig Kimbrell.
Yeah, there we go.
He's one of the best that's ever done it. He's been around a long time, but I wanted to just emphasize that because stuff matters, context matters. And your ability to get guys out, power stuff matters specifically. Craig Kimbrell checks all those boxes. I think everyone, when you go and watch, people look at the end of the season with what happened and then look at numbers. And there's so much more to the story than that. So I'll be honest. And I think it's fair to say, guys, we do a lot of research here. We do a lot of digging. I take a lot of pride in the breakdowns that we do. I take a lot of pride in the conversations that we have because we're trying to be as well-versed as possible. If I didn't like something, you're right, Rock, I would tell you. That's why I've always said in the beginning, it's funny, ironically, with Cowser and with Westberg and for things happening, even with the Holliday situation, I think we've been very well-versed with all this. And don't let it change the fact that we talked about with Jackson Holliday of we gave observations of why, and then we're giving observations of why you still need to stick with them. So we do our homework. That's the part that I just try to tell people is we do our homework. And so far, the track record on the homework is pretty good.
And when we interviewed Colton Cowser and Jordan Westberg, Jackson Holliday was talked about in that interview without even being talked about in that interview. We talked with them about the early struggles in their careers. We talked about the pressure. It's just listen back to that when you get a chance and just think about how you view Jackson Holliday. and what his career can turn out to be when he gets it figured out and gets it together. And he will in due time. A lot of people, there are some that want to send him down. There are other people that want to ride it out with Jackson Holliday. I'm on the side where I want to see the Orioles ride it out. And here's why. And we talked about it yesterday on the podcast, Rip. It's because major league at-bats are so valuable, regardless of how good or bad you're doing at this point in time. And for Jackson Holliday, the Orioles, they don't need him to produce at this point in time right now. When we get into the later months of the season, they're going to need Jackson Holliday to be hitting higher than 30. What's he hitting right now?
34.
Yeah. 0.034.
Exactly. Like, he's one for 30. They're going to need him to be hitting better than that in the later months of the season. Right now, if this team is winning, what is there to complain about? That's my only question. And, people can comment and say, hey, Rocco, you're an idiot. Like, they should definitely send him down. They should get him more at bats. They should get his confidence back. Brandon Hyde, before the Kansas City road trip, said he talked to Holliday and he said it wasn't a confidence thing. Now, whether you believe that or not, or we believe that or not, that's one thing. I really, truly don't believe it's a confidence thing. I think that Jackson Holliday, he made solid contact, and then he walked yesterday as well. Mm-hmm. And I know we're looking at it like, okay, he didn't get a hit, but it's progress, and that's what O's fans want to see. And I really, truly do believe that Jackson Holliday, once he gets it together, it's going to be scary for the rest of the league when he gets it figured out.
Well, and here's the other thing, too, by the way. People are saying, he needs to walk more. He needs to do more. Like, 20 years old, and I made the tweet out last night because this is where everyone's saying, well, Ryan, this guy was still producing because he was walking despite it. There was a player on the Orioles that was 17 for 100. He had a 37% strikeout rate. I know that he walked. I'm well aware he walked, and he was helping the team impact. But 17 for 100, 8 RBIs, 3 home runs in 33 games. You guys want to take a guess who that player was?
Gunnar Henderson.
Ryan
Ripken.
Yeah, I knew it. I knew you were going to say something.
I knew some dumb shit was coming.
Gunnar Henderson is correct. Gunnar was 17 for 100 mid-May, hitting 170 with a 37% strikeout rate. Jackson, what I'm trying to say is like, Ryan, he's not walking enough. Give him time. And I'm not saying that if he has to have a reset down the road, that's to be determined. But I'm seeing a guy where I don't think that that's necessary at all. And I think that you got to give the context. You got to ride with your guys. But Gunnar Henderson ended up being the rookie of the year despite starting 17 for 100 with only 3 home runs to his name. So it's great. It's really, really great. And actually, I wanted to there's a comment here from Mike. And maybe we do this in the future, guys. I can't find the comment anymore.
Don't bring up Joe's comment.
I'm trying to.
Was it the stream one?
It was a watch stream saying eventually maybe we do a watch stream in the future. So, maybe we do that in the future and we can have a great, good old time. What do you got, Zach?
I just wanted to point out, so over Jackson Holliday's last 23 at-bats, he is 1 for his last 23 with 12 strikeouts. Over his last 23 at-bats, Aaron Judge is 1 for 23 with 13 strikeouts. I just checked. He added another one today. Send him down. He's overmatched. He sucks. What's this guy doing? Baseball is hard. Even the stars go through these slumps where Aaron Judge looks like he's overmatched right now. I didn't even include it. He's hitting to multiple double plays during this. He actually hit into one today as well.
Yep.
Guys get going. Guys get hot. You're never as good as your best game. You're never as bad as your worst games. Jackson Holliday is 20 years old. He's going to figure it out.
Yes. Wouldn't you rather him struggle now
than in October?
Not in October. Yes, in October, but 2-3 years from now and hit a slump like this. Slumps are bound to happen, and Michael Elias even talked about that. Mm-hmm. They knew this was going to happen. It wasn't a case of, okay, we're going to bring him up, and he's going to be Gunnar Henderson hitting nukes and doubling and doing whatever he wants on the baseball field every single game. There's going to be some growing pains, like in everyday life, and it's like, think about, okay, if you get promoted or get a new job, and I know this may not be the way you want to think about it, but you have that transitional phase where you jump in and you first have to get acclimated to the new job. Maybe it's a 2-week period. Maybe you're jumping right in, thrown into the fire For Jackson Holliday, he is being thrown right into the fire in a good way. And there is no acclimation period. There's no, what is it? When you, I'm trying to think of the word right now. It's like they give you the,
Grace period?
Not the grace period. Yeah, I'm so dumb. I can't even think of what I'm trying to say right now. But that's what I'm getting at. The grace period where you're like learning the new system and jumping into it. Yeah, exactly. Sometimes the best way to get acclimated is the hands-on experience rather than sitting back and watching what someone else is doing. And in baseball, you can't do that. You're thrown right into the fire. You're jumping right in. And for Jackson Holliday, he's got to learn on the fly. Yeah. I mean, just like he made the adjustments at AAA, just like he made the adjustments at AA, this is the major leagues where you're at the best of the best of the best. And while he's the number one prospect in all of baseball, these guys are all-stars that are pitching to him and at the top of their game and getting paid millions of dollars. So it's a whole new world.
Jordan Westberg literally talked about it an hour ago. He said
orientation. Thank you. Whoever just said that. Yeah, that was the word.
Jesus.
I'm so dumb.
Jordan Westberg talked about it about an hour ago with us, and he said, you can't hide in the major leagues. There is no, okay, we're going to just have you get these matchups. We're just going to try to ease you into this. Every single pitcher up here is good. Every single one has nasty stuff. These are the best of the best. You don't face these guys in AAA. So I really don't think sending Jackson back down just to bully on AAA hitting like he has done for the first 2 weeks of the year and for the last few weeks of last year, I don't think that does anything. He has to get acclimated to the best of the best if he wants to be the best of the best.
And it's not just that. It's also the best of the best in the bullpen too. And we had Brent Rooker on Ryan, right at the start of the offseason, I think. And
right before the season started.
He was talking about this, about how, sometimes when you're in the minors, you can expect, maybe the best of the best as a starting pitcher, but then you kind of get on one when the bullpen comes out or what have you. But every pitcher you face is the best of the best. And so like there is no breaks when it comes to the majors. And so, yeah, I mean, it's going to take an adjustment. Speaking of the A's and even the Yankees, we're in the bottom of the ninth right now. The A's are up 2-0. Looks like the Yankees might give this first game up against the Oakland.
I hope so. Kodak, I hope so.
So, so it could be an opportunity for the O's to get on the leaderboard here.
Well, that's the thing. It's just baseball's hard. Teams go out there. Guys go through slumps. In another context of MLB players that are veterans that have had so much talent so far, right? Alex Bregman currently hitting .213 with 0 home runs. Corbin Carroll, the reigning NL Rookie of the Year, hitting .216, 1 home run, 2 doubles, 19 for 88. Bregman is 16 for 75. O'Neal Cruz, the star player for the Pirates, young star player, he has 3 home runs on the season, but again, he is hitting .209 at this current moment. 86 at bats in. Again, just the context of it. There's a lot more that goes into this that we talk about, and I know my eyes are looking down, but just to give people an understanding, the best players in the world are going to struggle when you haven't been there before. And I'm gonna clip that and put that out there on X with Cowser talking about adjusting to different roles and getting used to it. You brought up orientation. That was the correct word for everyone. Thank you for helping Rocco and the group out.
I can't believe I didn't know that word. I mean, I knew the word. I just couldn't get it out. Blank.
First time I've ever been called a schmuck in my life.
Yeah.
So thanks for that, Joe.
There we go. Good stuff. Last thing, and then we're gonna get out of here. Quick update on Kyle Bradish. Okay, Kyle Bradish pitched down against the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp.
Oh yeah,
you can have shrimp on everything. Isn't that what they said in Forrest Gump? You can have shrimp,
all kinds of shrimp.
But I think that's about it.
You don't have any legs, Lieutenant Diane.
Oh god, what a timeless classic of a movie, by the way. But Kyle Bradish, 3 1/3, 6 hits, 4 earned runs, 3 walks, 4 Ks, and he gave up a big ball. Guys, and you guys have heard me say this before, I could care less about any single number that's on Kyle Bradish's box score. The most important thing is, how is Kyle Bradish's arm feeling today? How does it feel tomorrow? How does it feel when he pitches next? Because Stuff-wise, that's a part that's irrelevant to the situation. The part that matters and is relevant is how is he feeling? Because this is something that's going to be a touch-and-go thing. This isn't something that you're going to feel that it's going to be out of the woods. This is going to be something that Kyle, unfortunately, is going to have to deal with, guys, for the entire season.
Yeah, and what is this to Kyle Bradish? These rehab starts, Rip. What is this to Kyle Bradish like it was for every other player before the season began? This is his what?
It's rehab at spring training.
This is his spring training right now. This
Exactly.
is his spring training. How'd Corbin Burns look in spring training? You remember that when he was working on things?
He was terrible. I'm surprised the Orioles kept him. I really am. I really, really am. But they did. And I guess he turned out okay. But that's just the reality of how it is.
Yep.
And here's the thing. Oh, Verlander's last start was really bad. You know what? Do you think they're trying to get rid of Verlander? Like, this is the thing, is these guys don't care about the results down there. And again, you might say, well, oh, that matters. It doesn't. It really doesn't. I wish I could say that it does, but it really doesn't. The thing that's concerning is if you get to the big leagues and are struggling, that's a whole different thing.
Yes.
But in the minors, it's about feeling good, trying to get through it, because at the end of the day, you're down there because you're trying to get back from an injury. That's the most important thing. How do you feel? I feel great. Great. We'll move on to the next start. That's where the most important thing has to lie. And so far, at least, and what I love too, guys, like this thing, the Orioles are finding ways to win, and you're seeing it. There's a crisis around Major League Baseball right now. A lot of guys, arm injuries. No one's going to feel sorry for you. You got to find ways to go out there and win games. And for the Orioles, even the Yankees, got to give the Yankees credit.
Mm-hmm.
Yanks are finding ways to win games. Without Garrett Cole, the Orioles are finding ways to win games without Means, without Bradish, and despite all the quote-unquote bullpen issues, which, again, I don't agree with, but it's early. They're finding ways to win.
And Dean Kramer talked about that, man, in spring training. He was not worried at all. He was confident with the arms they had. Obviously, you want to see Bradish back up with the big league club. You want to see John Means back up with the big league club. You don't want to see them dealing with, rehab starts and not in the major leagues with the team. But look at where the Orioles right now with who they're missing. And then imagine what the team will look like when they have those guys and maybe more up in the bigs. I mean, this could be a whole totally looking, different looking team by the later months of the season. And that's a good thing for the Orioles right now, because the way these guys are playing, I mean, it is, what are you laughing at? Fantastic.
Ninth inning, Aaron Judge just struck out again.
Yeah, I was just about to say, who's the schmuck now?
Dude, Zach just started
I'm
laughing
watching it
over
live,
there.
and I just
What are
see
you
him
laughing
swing
about,
through it.
bro?
I was like, oh man.
Either way, yeah. So speaking of which, I was watching it too. Mason Miller mowed down Aaron Judge with a 102.5 mile an hour fastball twice.
That's disgusting.
That dude's great. I mean, I don't know what the A's, because they're no longer going to be the Oakland A's moving forward, but if the A's have been in the market of getting rid of players all in all, if they are in the market to get rid of Miller at the deadline, a lot of people are going to want him.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. Joseph, we appreciate, you know what, despite the little banter back and forth with you guys, I think he even said, where is it?
Brad, drop the line on him.
Good guys win.
No, hold on for a second. Good guys win. Wait a minute. I was just missing where I was going to talk about. Why can't I find any of the conversation?
We've been really bad with finding things today on this show.
It's been tough.
Yeah. It's been Zach almost like we almost lost Westberg and Cowser before Zach pulled up the iceberg meme. I was like, hurry it up, man. Let's go. What are we doing here?
And actually it actually worked out even better, because then Cowser naturally brought it up.
Yeah,
and
that was
we
perfect.
had it.
And then you had it fired up.
Oh, this is what it was. We have this.
Yes.
This is why we love. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey.
That's awesome.
Love that.
Great.
So what we're saying here is, and again, this is why we wanted to tell you guys where you're tuning in from, because you're finding out this community of people that either care about the sports, the Orioles, whatever it may be, is all not just in the country, it's around the world. So John's tuning in from France, biggest Oriole fan in France. We appreciate that. And guys, for everyone out there, hit that like and subscribe button if you like the Ryan Ripken Show. We do it Mondays, Thursdays, whenever we feel like it as well. We do Sunday shows, and we do have impromptu shows and guests when the time presents itself. Like, we're trying to match out or set up the right time for Jerry Harrison Jr. to do some more things with us as well. We have some other guests that you guys would be very interested in, including maybe some current players coming on the show in the future. And again, last thing I'll say, be patient, enjoy the ride. This is supposed to be a really, really fun time in Baltimore as a Baltimore sports fan. We're going to have a lot more conversations in general about what everyone would like to. Sorry, I got distracted by my thoughts here because I was because I'm also trying to set up because we have to finish with a little Kevin. Are we doing a Kevin Okie today?
It's been a while. We have to establish some ground rules here. I found a crack in your system, Ryan. So you ruined my perfect record when we did the I Want It That Way. You did the refrain, right? So you didn't start it the what is it, the bridge, I guess, before the refrain. Yeah. But the Whitney Houston one, you started at the bridge and made me do the refrain.
Okay, I'll be.
That doesn't
honest.
matter.
This is the thing.
Any one line from that song, you should know. Any one line.
How about when it goes and when the night falls?
Right.
Oh yeah, then it goes.
So if I give you Kevin, here's the chorus. I want to dance with somebody.
Yeah, I would have known it.
I would hope that's the name of the song.
Why don't you just play the instrumentals in the background, Rip?
No.
Yeah.
That is not a flaw,
That's
Kevin.
what he's asking for.
Kevin, you're full of shit, Kevin.
You're dumb. You're dumb. No, absolutely not.
I'm putting the last one under protest.
There's an asterisk.
Consider it protested, but you still lost.
Kevin,
I'm sending to the commissioner of the Ryan Ripken show.
There's no asterisks on that, by the way.
You lose.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
No excuse.
All right. Well, okay. I'm ready to hopefully redeem myself today. So
all right, let's get it.
There's no way you're gonna get this one.
Well, then you're setting me up. You're setting me up.
You know what? Actually, this one is good. We're gonna go a little bit off brand, but I'll give you this hint. We're staying with a little female pop here, Kevin.
All right. Thank you for the hint. Thank you for the hint.
You're welcome. Boom, boom, boom. Here we go. Boom. All right, Kevin, you ready?
As ready
everyone that's tuning in, this is a program we like to call Kevin Okie, or Let Me Put My Poems in You.
No one calls it that.
Yeah, we don't. That's no.
Let me put my poems in you.
No, we're not doing
All
it.
right.
Okay. We ready, Kevin?
Yep, let's go.
For the third time.
For the third time. Okay.
Not allowed to look at the chat, Kevin. Close your computer.
Kevin.
You haven't even said
Close your
anything
computer,
yet.
Kevin.
Okay.
Thank you, Tom.
I'm trying to give you a chance.
This wasn't very well prepared for.
No, I'm trying to think. Sorry, here we go.
Dude, I'm going to get a ticket. Hurry it up.
Rocco is always stressing about that.
I am too, to be fair.
Okay, here we go. Kevin. Feel the attraction. Color my hair. Do what I dare. Oh. I want to be free. Yeah, to feel the way I feel. In parentheses, to feel the way I feel.
Nope.
Okay.
Does anybody here know this?
It's for us to know and you to find out, Kevin.
You don't know it, Rocco. Do you know it, Zach?
Yeah.
How about this line earlier? The best thing about being a woman.
Yeah, I was gonna, okay, then I definitely know it.
You have to prerogative.
Stop. Yeah, don't say anymore because that gives it away.
I'm gonna go back to the chorus, which you said you needed
that could help.
Feel the attraction, color my hair, do what I dare. Oh. I want to be free, yeah, to feel the way I feel.
What the fuck, Kevin? How do you not know this?
Can I give him a hint?
Is that the chorus?
Can he phone can he phone a friend?
Yes.
Oh, that was actually really good.
That was really good.
That was
Let's
actually,
go, girls.
That sounds
He's
familiar.
not, if he hasn't got it, he ain't gonna get it.
That sounds familiar.
Kevin, if you haven't belted this song in your house on like a nice summer day, you're not my friend anymore.
Well, then why doesn't everybody here? Why doesn't everybody sing together and then maybe I can
Shall
join in?
we?
The best thing about being a woman, the prerogative to have a little fun. Yeah. Totally crazy. We're gonna have a lady. Men's shorts.
Oh, that sounds kind of familiar.
Oh my
better
God.
Oh
sound
my
familiar.
God.
I'm not culture, guys. That's why we're doing this. I'm not
Shania Twain.
Man,
Man.
I feel like a woman. Bum, bum, bum,
Kevin.
I'm letting the world down.
Yeah, you are.
You are.
I'm letting
that's-
everybody here down. I can
That's insane.
sense brass disappointment in me right
Like
I'd play it, but we might get flagged for
now.
copyright.
No, don't play.
No,
it.
don't
No,
play it.
Don't play
it.
Yeah.
Don't play it. It's and the thing is, like, I'm trying to give you ones that, like, you're out anywhere, and someone just goes, man, like, and then you sing.
That's wildly popular.
It's
Yeah.
and the thing
So
is,
hand up.
and that's why I was sitting there. Why I took longer, Brad. I apologize because I was like, do I give you the chorus? And I gave you the chorus, and then I went back and gave you a different lyric.
I'm not gonna lie, Rip. It took me a little bit to figure out. Like I was like, all right, what is this? What is this? What is this? And then you drop that, and I'm like, okay.
You know, I
we're
still
good.
haven't opened back up the computer.
But, like, he doesn't even know.
I know. I haven't opened back up my computer just in fear of what the comments are saying
Yeah.
about me right
do
now.
that.
You won't want to.
Okay, we're getting out of here. That was tough, Kevin.
Can we tell him the song at least?
Somebody's sneaking
Who's it by?
peanuts in
Who's
here.
it by?
Shania Twain.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
The other one I was gonna do was a
Brad's
Jennifer.
like ripping his hair.
How do who sings it?
I'm not cultured,
Jeez.
guys. I
Do you know who Jennifer Lopez is? Because
Yes.
I was gonna do a song by her, and I thought there's no chance. I'm like, maybe Shania Twain.
You know, if
Do you know who Shania Twain is, Kevin?
yes, I do.
Okay, well that restores my faith a little bit in humanity.
Yes. You know,
have you heard of Taylor Swift?
Yes, I know who Taylor Swift is. I grew up listening to. I was kind of a rebel as a child. I listened to, like Spanish music, rap music, and my parents did not want me to listen to rap music.
What
But-
Spanish music did you
like
listen to?
Danza
Time out.
Kuduro, like all the classics.
Gasolina.
Daddy Yankee,
It's
yeah,
not-
Gasolina.
Okay.
You listen to that as a kid?
Gasolina and
Yes.
Danza Kuduro, two very different songs in very different timelines.
Oh man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but-
I was like, Danza Kuduro was like
Oh,
college for me.
Yeah.
I'm picturing
Yeah.
Kevin.
Well, I'm not as old as you.
Oh, I was like,
I'm
well,
picturing
I'm not
Kevin
as
at,
short as you.
oh Jesus. I'm picturing Kevin at like 8 years old just dancing to Gasolina right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
Oh,
You're damn right. And you know what? I was in the DJ club for high school, and I DJ'd our like formals.
how
and,
do you
like,
not know these songs then?
Kevin,
because I was
Usually that-
playing Danza
Kevin,
Kuduro
you were
instead.
such a disappointment.
yeah, but like
Well-
everybody, every woman, man, and child knows. Man, I feel like a woman,
Except Kevin.
except for Kevin.
You know what, Kevin?
That is very true, Joseph. He's the schmuck. Okay.
Yep, I'll take that title from Brad.
take
for
it back
today.
from Brad.
And you
Give
know
it to
what?
Kevin now.
We'll have to do multiple Kevin Okies during the draft stream. Yeah.
We'll just be waiting for tonight, Kevin. Whoa, for you to be here in my arms.
Unbelievable.
Do you
Yeah.
know that one?
Repeat. I didn't hear you.
Oh my god!
I didn't hear you.
You know
No,
what?
that's fine. It's over.
It's over.
Moment's over.
Moment's
Okay.
over.
End it.
All right.
And it.
Moment's over.
End
All
it.
right,
Hit the
cue the
song.
music.
Name this artist, Kevin.
I couldn't.
Kevin probably does know this artist.
Probably.
All right, everyone. That does it for this episode of the Ryan Ripken Show. We hope you enjoyed our special guest. We'll be back on Thursday to do it all over again and have our live show as well. As always, have a day, have a night, and we will see you all soon.
Get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Kevin,